Hello and welcome to the Valorant Draft Circuit. We have a grand finals to bring you tonight as we go to Master. Flames take on Purple Iris in a best of 5 to decide who will be the Master champion. We brought you the advanced grand finals last night. We bring you a new finals tonight. My name is Chill the Rose. I will be casting for you. Joining me on the call is Nadesy. Nadesy, are you excited for this matchup? A banger indeed. We are just waiting one more moment for the players in the lobby to be fully ready. So we'll be going into our first map pretty shortly. But before we do that, before I get too much into talking about this series, there's one order of business that needs to be taken care of, which is the MVP of Master Tier has been decided. It was a close vote, I am told, but the ultimate decision and the MVP of Master Tier is none other than a player in this game. Flames Sakamata is the MVP. He had a 1.25 rating this season, 129 plus minus, a 1.4 KD, and 193 ADR. Absolutely huge performances out of Sakamata. We saw one just recently in their semifinal matchup. Well deserved. Congratulations to Sakamata on winning Masters MVP. All right, and with that out of the way, we're again going to start getting into our first map here shortly, but just going through the map pool for this series. Our first map will be Ascent, which is the most interesting map in this series, but we'll get into that in a moment. Then we have Icebox, Breeze, Bind, and Haven as the decider. Now, both these teams, well, one of these teams had 2 permabans throughout most of the season, which was Flames. They had not played any Ascent, really. They played one map on Ascent and have not played Split at all. Purple Iris has played Ascent 10 times, and they are 7-3 on it. Flames elected to ban Split, while Purple Iris banned their constant permaban of Fracture, which is also the Flames' best map. But we get to see Purple Iris's probably best map, and the map with their most experience on it, in Ascent against Flames, who have only played it one time, and this will be our very first map. And just going through that record, Ascent was not played a single time by Flames. Actually, it was Split they played once and lost. Meanwhile, Purple Iris played Ascent 10 times with a 7-3 record and close to a 60% round win percentage. Their best of any map by far. It's the map they've made their home on. It's a map that pushed them over the edge into the playoffs. They only had 12 map wins in the regular season, and I think this total also includes playoff results, but they ended up winning Ascent 7 times by now. As again, we are just waiting on one player and should be getting into Agent Select for Ascent shortly. Nadesy, are you here with me? All right, I don't know where Nadesy's gone. Don't know what's going on. But I'm excited to get into this first map. I'm interested to see how Ascent plays out. Going through these 2 teams and just some of the information we've seen, some of the play we've seen out of them, starting with Flames, the number 1 seed in Master. They came into playoffs with a 15-7 record, handily dispatched their opponents in the semifinals, which was their first playoff series, winning 2-0. As I'm forgetting which team they took down. Apologies. It was the Exos they took down. They took down 13-11 on Haven and then 13-3 on Fracture, a map they won't have the luxury of playing this time around. Purple Iris, in the meantime, had started as the 3 seed, so they did have to play 2 series. And the first series, they took on Triblade, winning Ascent 13-11 and Breeze 13-10 to take that series 2-0. They then played Cursed Kings, took Icebox 13-9, dropped Ascent 13-11, and then won Breeze 13-11 to advance here to these finals. This Purple Iris team has played an extra series, so we'll see if that helps or maybe even hurts them in this upcoming matchup.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, hello.
Okay, all right,
Hi.
cool. I don't know what happened, but technical difficulties. And yeah, you pretty much covered everything. Um, yeah, map bands benefiting Purple Irises from the start, getting to play their favorite while getting rid of their opponent's favorite. I think you kind of covered that a little bit, but throwing a little extra 2 cents in.
No, definitely a good point to make. And I have to ask you, do you think that that adjustment, because I would favor Flames in the series before the map pick ban, but do you think the swing with Ascent being the first map, Ascent being Purple Iris's best map, and Fracture being off the table might play this series towards Purple Iris's favor and give them the status of favorites in this best of 5?
I unfortunately I don't. Just looking at Purple Iris's like map history, they played a ton of Ascent and they didn't really dip their toe too much into other maps. They like dominated on Ascent and then everything else they're played it 2-3 times maybe. So I still have to lean Flames in favor of Ascent. Maybe goes in favor of Iris, but we don't know. We haven't seen it yet from Flames. And then after that, I mean, Flames just been pretty dominant on every other map.
Flames have been strong on a lot of different maps, but notably map 5, the decider, is Haven, which they are only 2-2 on. Their best map of Fracture is out of the pool. Again, haven't played Ascent at all. They're 3-1 on Bind, 2-1 on Breeze, 4-2 on Icebox. So good records, but not particularly ton of matches played for either of these teams on some of these maps in the pool. This is what best of 5 really tests you on, is how deep can you go? How far does your map pool go? Purple Iris obviously expected to win this Ascent map. Of course, we have to play out the rounds. We'll see what Flames, if they've been working on it, if they have something ready here. And how Purple Iris can handle...
Choose your agent.
Oh, that's a good point. Neptune is not on smokes. Neptune is normally the smokes player for Flames and has gone to Killjoy, who is their normal flex player, onto the Omen instead. So they clearly have been doing some work on Ascent, or at least theory crafting on a composition they like, because it has shifted Hayflick's, or at least Neptune's, role on this particular map.
Yeah, and they're playing it safe. They're starting on defense, and then they're going to run double Sentinels. I think they're just going to try and stack, hopefully 9-10 rounds, and brute force their way to a couple offensive rounds and just win the map off that.
I am excited to get into this first map of this best of 5 of this grand finals to decide our second champion, a first of Master Tier here in the VDC. Both of these teams have worked very hard. The 1-3 seeds in this playoffs, and both very good. Both can have their moments. I can't say too much, but there were MVP finalists from both of these teams. Obviously, Sakamata took it home, but Purple Iris had a candidate of their own. So strong performances, some real heavy hitters in this matchup, and we'll see how they can perform.
Yeah, LG getting that second bite at the apple in 2 tournaments. They have a chance to become double champions before anyone else even gets a shot at it.
Careful.
That's true. Red Rose, their advanced team, did take home the championship last night, as Purple Iris will look to do one better, as they're already getting in towards the A site. Hayflick's going to be pushed back out of tree. Frostbite takes down Chief Kev on site, and that should open things up. It'll be on Sakamata to see if he wants to press out and take any fights here, as actually 2 players are peeking from Raptors. It looks like they'll slow down, and Namonti on the lurk does find Hayflick. It's a 5v2 here now, as Gasyov, now just Neptune left on the retake, breaks the door, but has 5 players to find, including one way behind him. Nice headshot onto Froggy. Even gets Drizzy, makes this interesting. Monty's behind. This should be impossible, but finding this frag down below could have gone somewhere. Instead, Lenny Kravitz will take down Neptune. It's a nice round from Purple Iris, and they go up with the first pistol.
Yeah, Purple Iris showing why this is their first map pick, and they're going to try and take it as fast as they can, get that easy win, and go on to next. Yeah, looking like it's just gonna be a full eco from Flames here. No one's really buying anything, and then screen's frozen for me right now. But Froggy may be going for that third round op, which is a pretty classic Jet play.
Yeah, screen has also frozen for me. I really hope we're not encountering more technical difficulties like we did last night. And if we are, hopefully we can resolve them quickly. We are just staring at nothing, the two of us, hoping that this resolves itself quickly. Okay, screen is moving now. We are onto the free cam. We can't see any of the HUD, unfortunately. Don't quite know what's happening in the round. Now we're seeing some HUD adjustments. I think there might be a problem with our primary observer.
Classics took down somebody, so that's a big advantage for Flames here.
Spike is going down for Purple Iris. Apologize, we also have no audio on this feed. We're working things out, guys. We've got some new people helping with the stream tonight, as it does look like another late lurk just came in. It looks like that is Namonti, perhaps, on the Omen, who just closed that round out on the top of Rafters.
Yeah, looks like we had... Go ahead.
I was saying should be a second round win from the side of Purple Iris, as they will convert on their second round, and it looked like 3 were alive.
Yeah, pretty good round for Iris is there to double down, and now they got the bonus. We'll see what they're able to do with it. So we slowly approach from behind.
Yeah, apologies for the technical issues. It does look like we're relying on the free cam right now. Might be able to switch that over to at least observe players. We are working, our production team is working very hard at it. We do see Froggy here. Unfortunately, our free cam has most of the HUD turned off. You can blame me for that one. Probably shouldn't have ticked that box. Should have expected something like this. Either way, we can see the team of Purple Iris. They're splitting in towards mid after putting some pressure in B lobby.
Yeah, they're expecting someone to be tucked into Cat already, but that's not the case, and they're going to slowly get into Garden now. Hayflick trying to get some spam damage.
Trying to work through Hayflick with the superior rifle here, but also stunned up, has to fight 5 really on the other side if they press forward, and they do find that first pick onto Hayflick. There are still 2 players here.
They're going to push
towards Heaven, and they're actually going to find Sakamata looking the wrong direction. Mow down Neptune as well, will Namonti. That's 2 huge kills this round, very quickly going the way of Purple Iris. I think it's just 1 alive. I think it's none alive, as Purple Iris look to have just gotten their 3rd round, showing why they are so strong on Ascent as they convert what looked like an effortless bonus.
Yeah, and it looked like a flawless too. I didn't see anybody drop, but it's hard to tell. So that's a really, really big bonus round for Purple Iris here, and they're going to just start running away with this attacking half, it looks like.
Definitely expecting to get themselves to 4 on the board. And the nice pinch out of tree and clearing the player in A main, they just have, they have a ton of experience on Ascent, and like we said, Flames have never played this map before. We are going to cut out of the game. I think they're playing out the round, maybe. Again, apologies for the technical issues. We are working to resolve these constantly, apparently recently, but okay, we're back in. Froggy has just taken down Gassiop. It looks like it is a 4-on-4, 5-on-4 as the spike is getting into sight and should be going down. Sakamata, though, with the frenzy, does find one, but goes down to Froggy, who's going to swing out and get a 3rd on the round on a Neptune. It's just 2 alive. Hayflick, though, gets the trade onto Froggy. The minimap is really lagging, so I have no idea what's going on up there. But Chief Kev and Hayflick, the last 2 alive here in this, what looked like a 2v4. Namonti and Chief Kev will trade a kill each. It's just onto Hayflick. Does grab the rifle, but I believe 2 to find. As he starts walking onto site, Drizzy will be here to receive, and 1 player will be coming from the porch position. Drizzy on the swing is enough. Namonti not needed. It's another round. It's a 4th for Purple Iris. It got a little testy against the pistols, but they convert it nonetheless.
Yeah, I would say good econ damage for Flames there, but Purple Iris is already out to such a strong lead and not losing anyone, and I believe 2 consecutive rounds. Economy should be flowing for Purple Iris, and the buy should come back effortlessly. Wonder if we're going to see an op come out of Froggy's hands here. It looks like
we will. Apologies for the lack of a scoreboard or anything. This is that's my fault. I turned our free cam observer's HUD elements off, and unfortunately now our free cam observer is our only observer. It looks like for the moment, as Sakamata does find one onto Froggy as the hit for Purple Iris is trying to come into A main. The minimap also just doesn't work, apparently. It only changes when he changes perspective. This is a test. Anyway, first pick goes in the favor of Flames, as it looks like Purple Iris are going to start rotating back towards the other side of the map, leaving Linny to lurk.
Yeah, and it looks like moving back towards B, they're going to be potentially making the right decision. As it's just 2 on site to receive it. I believe that's Gassy Op and Neptune. And then Lenny's
playing
still making his way back.
As well as we see the hit start to come through. Namonti will teleport onto the site. Will teleport again onto the site. The Killjoy ultimate is ticking down as that lockdown should come through shortly. It is keeping all of the members of the defense off the site. However, Neptune's turret just found 2. I imagine that was assisted by some spray. Neptune will find a 3rd with the rifle. Namonti on site is the last standing. Sakamata will take him down on a trade, and it's going to be a huge defensive round from the Flames, who get their first on the board. They are now trailing 1-4 against Purple Iris, as I would love to know how that turret did that much work.
Yeah, that's definitely something that would be nice to have a replay for, but maybe we'll see it in a halftime break or something. But yeah, 3 alive for Flames there is pretty big. You can be able to keep that op in Sakamata's hands and then get 2 other rifles onto your rest of your team. Oh, second op, looks like.
Aggressive defensive double opping, and there's actually an attack op, so we got 3 ops on the map right now, and huge fight for A main. It will force Chief Kef off the angle. We at least have our side denoters back on, as Sakamata will take down Namonti. I don't think that logo is supposed to be there. We're trying our best, guys. We really are sorry. I believe it's 1 pick, maybe 2 in the favor. Oh, now we're just hard cut. Oh, we're just going everywhere. I don't know who has the man. I do believe it's a 1-man advantage for the Flames. The minimap, again, does not update unless we are switching perspectives, and even then, I'm not sure it updates very quickly or properly, or just all these players aren't really moving that much. But you can see Lenny Kravitz around in A main as Drizzy holds down this angle to see if anybody challenges from Catwalk. We apologize for all of the technical difficulties, including the lack of audio, as Hayflick will take down Drizzy. It's going to leave Purple Iris with just 3 alive to try to find something and get their 5th.
Looks like 1 rotating through spawn and 2 rotating from mid. This could be an easy pick for Sakamata. Oh, we missed the shot. Oh, no.
He's not one to miss those very often. Again, the MVP of Master Tier had some huge pop-offs, had a 30 bomb, I believe, over 16 rounds on Fracture against the Exos, as it looks like time might just run down here on Purple Iris, and they might just be electing to save. We at least have a clock, but again, the minimap not moving is way more disorienting than you'd think for trying to cast. I have no idea what's happening, but it does look like the round has expired. That should be a 2nd on the board for Flames. It's 2-4 now in favor of Purple Iris, as 3 will just choose to save through that round as they'll look to get their 5th here.
Yeah, Flames did a nice job of getting the 2 openers and then just playing very restrained, waiting for Purple Iris to make the move, not over-aggressing any angles, and they were able to keep all 5 alive. Nice flawless round there. Oh, Gassy Op with the big opener on a Frostbite. Didn't even use a dart as what it looked like. Just throw that wall bang up and get a free kill. Sakamata takes down Froggy in mid, and this is just looking great for Flames right now. Claiming another 2-man advantage early in the round. We are only 20 seconds in.
Yeah, we were talking about how Purple Iris was looking really disciplined, really planned on this map when they won that bonus. But it's all kind of unraveling a little bit, as here we go. We are getting back into a perspective with audio and with the score. 3 versus 5 for Purple Iris. They're going to have to find something here, as they've got pressure up towards Catwalk. It'll be on to Hayflick and that trademark to try to slow this hit down if it does end up coming through. As Lenny rotates through towards A main, where Chief Kef is awaiting with the operator, I am sure.
And Monty must hear that trademark and kind of trying to figure out what he wants to do there. Hopefully just keeping him at bay with the jiggles.
30 seconds left.
They're hoping for a peek from Neptune here. See if he gets it.
Meanwhile, we can see pushing through tree as Drizzy will go down as the last two here. Pushing into Hayflick. He's going to find the first onto Nemonty. Lenny Kravitz with the operator can't even find the shot. It's a flawless victory again for Flames, whose economy has to be rolling by now. And now they've got 3 in a row on the board. This double op setup is shutting Purple Iris down, and it's actually going to prompt their timeout to come through.
Yeah, pretty smart timeout for Purple Irises here. They've kind of hit a little bit of a brick wall. Flames with 2 back-to-back flawlesses, and the double operator coming out of Flames has really sparked a return to form, and they're looking to bring this back to a tie game here.
I don't know where the black and white filter came from. This is very cinematic as we wait this timeout out from Purple Iris. With Purple Iris, how much do you know about their defense side? Do you think 4 on attack, if they win defensive pistol, would be enough for them? Do you think they expect more from their attack side? Do you think they need more for their attack side? Obviously, this is their map pick, and Flames hasn't played it at all. So we don't know what Flames attack looks like. But can Purple Iris rely on their defense to close this map out if they end up getting a relatively lackluster offensive half?
Yeah, definitely. Purple Iris, if they get one more, if they get 5-7 going to the break, I think they'll be very happy with that. Obviously, they would expect more, but with this brick wall they've hit, I think they'll take it.
Bot coming back.
And their defense is very strong. I mean, this is their map pick for a reason. Wish I would have taken a little extra time to break down the splits, but
Turn out.
they're winning 60% of the rounds, so they can't be too bad on defense, right?
Probably not. They honestly, that 7-3 record feels a bit understated with that round win percentage. As Sakamata finds Froggy immediately, these operators have been a problem for Purple Iris, especially the operator in the hands of Sakamata right now, who keeps taking these aggressive mid angles and just taking down members of Purple Iris. They are on the lighter buy here. Lenny Kravitz will go down as well. Sakamata getting nailed by the haunt, and Nemonty actually just teleports into him. He will go down. That operator could be picked up, and they could be able to crunch sight here with Chief Kef and Hayflick awaiting, but Chief Kef swings out with the operator and finds both.
Enemy remaining.
So it's all on to Nemonty with the Spectre. This is being watched by Gassiop as well, who's just noted him on the jump swing. Neptune will be the first challenge, actually caught with the knife out.
Good TP on the bomb. Or from the shadows onto it.
I think he's aware of that as he's making his way back towards B main. Gassiop is still waiting on the B site. There are 2 players watching the spike in Chief Kef and Hayflick, so it'll still be a difficult ask for Nemonty here.
Cover going out.
It does look like his plan is in place, though. Going to teleport onto the B site here. This will be heard by Gassiop. From the shadows will come through and be canceled. Already, the rotations are coming through, and already Gassiop is just pushing in and spamming with the Odin. Nemonty never had a chance in that one, with Gassiop just waiting.
Yeah,
A valiant effort, but From the Shadows now offline.
Nice play by Gassiop, like a shark lurking in the depths, waiting for Nemonty to make his move, and then springs into action with the nice Odin wallbang to close it.
So after a strong bonus round performance that cascaded into the first 4, ending up going the way of Purple Iris, they've now dropped the next 4 as the Flames pivoted to a double operator setup that Purple Iris just hasn't been able to crack. They will be on the buy here, and this is the first buy after that timeout. So this has to be what that timeout was for, as Froggy will get into this advanced position after taking down the turret. Sakamata is here, and Sakamata has found the first pick of the round. Again, that feels like 4 in a row, maybe all 5. This operator is causing Purple Iris so many problems. They just can't get around it. Lenny will go down. Sakamata able to dash away with the tailwind. Get into a safe position. He's just going to find one through the smoke. I think he just might have hit him again. Okay, that one might have hit into a thick enough wall that Namonti didn't take damage, but what are these shots? Does get blinded off the angle, but this is a 2v5. Neptune's going to take the free kill onto Namonti. And it's just on Frostbite. It's going to be 4 for the operators combined as Sakamata takes a 3k. Chiefcap will get the last as well. It's another flawless round out of the Flames, who have gone to the double op and just looked untouchable.
Yeah, really smart call by Hayflick to bring it out. And no answers for Purple Iris right now.
It's an interesting conundrum because the operator is just extremely strong on Ascent, and Chiefcap is getting full control of A main every single round, and it does look like Purple Iris are going to contest that in this one with the lighter buy. And I believe that Paranoia from Hayflick has been a consistent piece to get Chiefcap into this position, who's now getting swarmed by utility, will have to rendezvous out, so at least A main control for the first time in a while for Purple Iris. Will they just push off of this? Yes, they will. They're just going to hold the W key. They spill onto site. Chiefcap peeking from Raptors, finds one, finds two. These ops, again, just finding so much value. It will be the eco plant at the very least, and we'll see if Purple Iris can manage to turn this around. Still all 5 to find. Froggy in the forward position will find Chiefcap, but the lockdown now dueling, overlapping Venn diagrams here. This round is getting insane as Neptune is pushed out to find all 3 from Tree.
Area's clear.
Another round for the Flames. It's now 6 in a row. They're going to recover both operators. Purple Iris, again, it's the operators fighting them time and time again.
And they'll pick up the Odin to save the extra 300. Yeah. Late smoke coming into heaven, and they paid for it dearly. Chiefcap with 2 openers on the site take, and that pretty much locked the round in for Flames at that point.
Anyone who's heard me cast Ascent has probably heard my "you have to play through mid on Ascent" rant. But also, when you're Purple Iris right now, they're just getting absolutely stonewalled in mid because of the operators coming out of the side of Flames, specifically the operator that's been in the hands of Sakamata. And like I said, that Paranoia has been a constant. It is getting Chiefcap into this position and getting him a free pick once again as Frostbite just wide swings and doesn't really work.
Yeah, a little bit of a risk there, especially playing Sky. You got that guiding light to get into A main, and they didn't use it.
They did push out onto site, and while they managed to get Chiefcap off of the operator position, Hayflick has now found 2. The whole team is rotated. Sakamata's op has shot out. He will drop down and get destroyed by Drizzy, but it's all that's found as funneling 5 through A main. Still not a great strategy, even when you don't know how else to displace these operators. This puzzle is just not one they're solving anytime soon.
Chiefcap
even gonna
throwing
tossing
the op.
tossing the op because he has the Tour de Force online. I like that play.
Yeah, Flames just looking
right here.
Great right now after the first 4 for Iris is rattling off 7 in a row, securing that half win on their opponent's map pick.
It is the defensive half of Ascent, though, and we haven't seen their offense. They have not played this map all season, so they might just fall as prone to similar issues, fall as prone to ops. See if Purple Iris can get a 5th here, salvage a night, what I would call a pretty decent half. But they're going to drop to 8-4.
Wallbang not doing so much for Gassy up here as Purple Iris's approach middle. Froggy leading the way through Arch as they still get some ALR control.
That Nightfall has come through in mid. It has tagged both Neptune and Sakamata, who've had to fall back towards the B site. This is just a distraction, though. The hit's actually coming towards A right now as they're beginning to push through into Tree. The Trailblazer will blaze the trail, and we'll see if they fall. This might be a little slow, though. Sakamata's starting to rotate.
Yeah, so is Gassy up.
Here in time. It feels like it should have come in. That's going to be the trigger as Chiefcap up on Raptor will find one with the Tour de Force. Sakamata as well finds one. Namonti will trade out. Can they even get the spike down, though? There's just 2 alive. There's just 1 alive. Monty about to have to deal with the whole after party, and Sakamata cleans it up with a nice headshot. Doesn't even need the operator to kill people in this half. Cassiop with the team kill. But that'll be an 8-4 half coming through for Flames, who took the last 8 in a row after pulling out the double ops.
Yeah, great recovery from Flames there. Things looked kind of rough at the start with 4 in a row for Purple Irises, but they got double up and never looked back.
Well, I feel like I say this a lot on the cast, but this feels like a very important pistol round at the very least for Purple Iris. They won the pistol round in the first half, and it was the first 2 rounds they got. A little concerning, their success rate on gun rounds so far is very, very low, but it was the attack side. Unfortunately, that pick goes to Chief Cat, who finds Froggy at the bottom of the mid.
Blinded.
Yeah, nice clean opener and giving the man advantage to Flames. We'll see what they're able to do with this opener. Looking like they're posting towards the A side, which has the stacks. This could fall apart if they're not too careful.
See Lenny's Prowler, the little kitty, will notice at least one player. Gassiop sees Frostbite and will get one tag, but will lose. Sakamata, though, finds Lenny Kravitz on site. Frostbite in a really awkward angle will choose to clear out Tree. Meanwhile, the door is being closed and Flames spilled onto site. Should be able to get spiked down. Sakamata low, though. Actually, I said the spike should be going down, but they still got players to deal with it. The retake's already here. Drizzy will find one, and it looks like we're in a 1v2 here. 1v3, actually. As hopefully we're not permanently switching cams. I'm not sure why we switched cams there, but Gassiop finds Frostbite. We lost a couple of the kills of the shuffle, but it's a successful pistol round for the Flames, and now it's 9 in a row, and Purple Iris probably going to have to give the 10th. I mean, unless they can make a miracle happen with Classics. And are going to find themselves bleeding their map pick very, very quickly out.
Yeah, this would be a more tough bonus than normal for Purple Iris. Just not having a chamber, you get that Headhunter, which is pretty much just a pocket guardian. Not really able to get a ton of eco kills if you're missing that. Just Classics.
This is definitely a concerning sign for Purple Iris. This has been their home map all season, and right now they are getting absolutely smacked on it by Flames, who have never even played it before.
Blocking sight.
They're pushing in on this save. They are all going to get seized. A couple of players revealed as well by the Haunt. Chief Kept, though, somehow not going down, and Amonte finally gets taken down. The rest of the team coming through, though. There's a lot of low-health players, but it's still an even trade. In fact, it's more than an even trade. Sakamata will salvage it, though. That's a 4K so far against the Eco. Froggy with 22 HP, the last left alive. The kill on Sakamata could be doable. The kill on Neptune is going to require all 150 HP.
Position noted, and that should be a lock-in for Sakamata with the ace. Wow, didn't even realize he was that close.
Yeah, nice clean 4K. Then the 5th coming in there as Neptune decides to whiff the spray so his teammate can take the ace, I guess. Yeah, a huge ace from Sakamata, and the MVP showing why. 21-7 in this map. Had so much impact with the operator in the first half. Comes into the eco here. Got a little scary, but Sakamata with the nice, I mean, the 4K, of course, but the last 2 kills managed to prevent anything from going too sideways, and they take sight. End up winning the 2v1. They are, however, broke. Or not broke, but choosing not to buy. Full bonus, pure bonus here out of Flames. Purple Iris definitely cannot lose this round if they want to stay in this map. As Froggy just barely gets away with one. Namonti swinging out from Catwalk, though. Nice little exchange in the middle of the map goes the way of Purple Iris, and they keep all 5 alive as they take down the first 2 picks.
Placing swarm grenade.
And that's 1 Spectre loss. It's just a Blade Storm and 1 of 2 remaining on Neptune there. Froggy gets a second.
Another pick out of Froggy. Sakamata is still a threat with the Blade Storm. Gassiop and 2 HP, maybe not as much. As a stiff classic shot through the thickest wall in the game might be enough. Do note the footsteps leaving, and they surely hear Sakamata just trapezing across the middle of the map. At this point, he does have the Tailwind primed. Definitely noted in position now. Dashes up on a tree. Again, this is the biggest threat in the round. So they're not clearing Gassiop's position. He's actually going to find a free one, and Sakamata takes down Lenny Kravitz. Getting a little dangerous. This is definitely getting dangerous. Frostbite is now down. Sakamata has found 2 so far. Tailwind up. He finds a third on a Drizzy. He does get traded out, though. Both of these players now on critical HP. 9 total between them. Nemonti catches sight of a gun barrel, but Gassiop's going to be able to close the door and get the spike down, it looks like. Or will he? He won't, actually. Nemonti just charges the door, breaks it down. Gassy tries to stick the spike plant. Doesn't come through. But a very successful bonus off the back of Sakamata's Blade Storm there.
Yeah, good on Nemonti to win that clutch there, but oh my goodness, it's about as close as you can get it. Sakamata on the Blade Storm getting 3. I didn't want to say anything, but in the 2F I was like, Sakamata's still full HP. This is doable still. And it almost was.
A little bit of undisciplined play, I'd have to say, out of Purple Iris. Can't let the likes of Sakamata just be getting free 1v1s left, right with the Blade Storm up. Thankfully, Nemonti finally trades and manages to stabilize the round, but with 4 going down, Purple Iris's economy is not in the shape they want it to be at all.
No, not even close, especially with how the round opened. It's going to be a real tough ask for Iris here.
And look at the control Flames have in mid and A main. This could be a very lethal A split right now. Nemonti would be the only player to stop the push from Tree and is now smoked off. Chiefcap's so close. He has no idea. This is so well thought out by Flames. Reminder, they've never played this map. They must have scrimmed it pretty hard. Neptune as well is lurked up through mid and found Frostbite. There was no answer there from Purple Iris. They now think the hit's coming B, but Froggy with a huge pick will take down Sakamata and finds Chiefcap lurking. Froggy might have just saved the round for Purple Iris by finding 2 there. Hayflick's going to be the next challenge, though. Froggy pushing forward goes down. Overcommit for sure, and we'll see where Flames want to go with this. It does look like A site is still the target. As Neptune pushes up.
Lenny Kravitz on site to receive this, and then Nemonti playing in the smoke. Catch the right timing, could lock it in here.
Actually, Hayflick will find the kill through the box, but Nemonti swings out from the door, will find all 3. Nobody was watching. I made a point yesterday where we saw the Ascent map between the advanced finalists that I've seen so many huge multi-kills from that Ascent door. Well, there's one for you. Nemonti catches the timing. Door wasn't even ever closed, I don't think. Nice timing from Nemonti. Nemonti and Froggy, the heroes of that round for Purple Iris, and really the heroes of the map. 19 and 10, 11 and 14 are far and away the best 2 performances right now, as notably Lenny Kravitz is absent from the server, it feels like.
Yeah, he's not had too much impact, and it's unfortunate to see because he's one of the top 2 players. Hoping to see him get turned online here real quick.
Not just the top 2 player, he's top 3 in Master, as there's a nice pick from him. Maybe trying to get himself back on the board. Pick with the Guardian. Froggy, though, with the Operator, can't find anything, and Sakamata will kill him through the Cloudburst. Noted by the Prowler, can't really walk forward and grab anything, you'd think. But Frostbite's only on an Ares here. Could have been a scary situation and pushed Sakamata back with the utility into the supportive. How has Gassiop gotten into that position on Rafters? Gassiop is about to find a free one. He finds Nemonti. Hayflick onto Frostbite. Purple Iris are throwing away this anti-eco very fast. Guns are being recovered. Door is closed on the A site. There's so many positions they have to clear. I think they just have to save.
Planted.
Yeah, this definitely needs to be the save call. No idea how Gassiop made his way all the way into A there. Not having Killjoy utility on A makes it, or B, can't cover 2 spots at once, I guess.
I'm pretty sure he just walked out of A main, which means nobody was watching A main for a large portion of that round. Maybe that just goes to show the amount of pressure Sakamata puts on the map. As he was one of the players in mid, did find that pick, and it drew a lot of attention.
Yeah, if they did have 2 towards mid, it was, Lenny and Frostbite. Only one watching cat. Prevent them into it.
One enemy remaining.
And Drizzy is actually going to get noted by a recon dart and go down as well here at the end. And Lenny should be able to save the operator as a consolation, but that thrifty round for the Flames makes things really scary for Purple Iris because now Flames are on 11. And Purple Iris is on a broken bye.
Yeah, how often they got Blade Storm, so it's not undoable, but it's definitely a very ugly buy to prevent 12 here.
They're going to give Lenny Kravitz, the operator here, needs to have an impact with it. It's, I think, the only rifle they had brought in. They do have Blade Storm, but Sakamata has just found a free pick. There's a trade in mid. The operator does find one, but Frostbite now left alone on site with a classic to defend himself with, and his position is unfortunately immediately noted. Should be going down shortly, and will. Sakamata finds a second on the round. This retake is going to be a doozy. Gassie's trying to throw the spike. You have to jump. You have to jump, Gassie. Jump and press 4.
Actually says Shuriken and plans himself, and this retake is just going to go on pretty quick because of the delay there.
Oh, Namonti actually teleporting in finds Hayflick. Gets himself into B main as well. Froggy has the operator on the retake, recovered off of the body. Lenny Kravitz can't find the shot there. They're gonna get tagged by the drone. Oh, they're gonna get tagged by the dart. How is he not dead? He's on 1 HP. And Monty pushing forward, blinds up some players, but can't find anything off of it. Sakamata wide swings Froggy to find 4. Might even take the op. Will choose not to. The 12th on the board for the Flames. They're already on map point here on Purple Iris's really home turf.
Yeah, and that puts the rest of the series in big question marks for Purple Iris. This was the map they needed to win to have a really solid shot, and being down 12-6, you have no idea what to expect for the rest of the series.
Map 2 will be Icebox, which we'll talk about more once we get there, but again, like we said, Purple Iris played this map 10 times. Flames just once. Or not even once. This is their first time.
This is the once.
Yeah, this is the once. It'd be 11 for Purple Iris counting this as well.
Froggy's made a ton of space out B main right now, and Sakamata's thinking to check
fight
it.
Sakamata though. And he does go down. Sakamata just impervious right now. He was nasty all season, but has just been almost untouchable in the playoffs.
I wonder what the clue was that allowed Sakamata to check it, because the rest of the team's still towards A, and he's in spawn checking B. So right decision, got the opener.
Taking more fights, does get tagged with the Marshal, so low health here. Dash across to his teammates. It does look like A is the destination for this hit, and Neptune's just dry swinging in. Why not? Nobody really looking the right direction. The spike's going to be planted by, or not planted. The spike, not the lockdown's going to be planted. Drizzy though finds one onto Hayflick as the entry still hasn't fully materialized. Defensive lockdown will come through as well, but Namonti down. Also, the Hunter's Fury comes through. Drizzy has to 1v4 here and doesn't even have the lockdown to rely on. It'll be the 1-for-1 trade. Who else but Sakamata to get the last kill? This guy is not built normally. 31-9. As Flames just put their foot down on this series early by taking Ascent.
Yeah, almost effortless. They got guns in their hands and never looked back. It was never in doubt, even in her attacking half, really.
They pulled out that double op on defense. It was so effective. Purple Iris, you know, the risk of double op is if you lose rounds, you don't have money to bring it up again. Well, simple solution, never lose. The Flames did not lose once they pulled out those double ops, so now they take things to Icebox. They are 4-2 on that map, are the Flames. Purple Iris is just 1-2, so they're going to need a bit of a miracle to get themselves, well, not a miracle, but a bit of a revolutionary performance perhaps out of them on a map they're not as familiar with to see if they can get themselves back in the series. But we just saw the Flames do that. No reason Purple Iris couldn't do it themselves. For now, we're going to throw to a break, and when we come back, map 2 Icebox as Flames look to take a 2-0 lead and Purple Iris look to even things up at 1-1. Don't go anywhere. And welcome back. We just saw map 1 of Ascent in this best of 5 series go the way of the Flames, who took down Purple Iris in a convincing 13-6 fashion, winning some 10 rounds in a row, I believe, in the middle of that. We now go to Icebox, a map that Flames I would also favor on. Nadesy, do you think Purple Iris can win this map? Do you think Purple Iris still can find footing in this series at all?
It's going to be tough, and it's going to take a lot out of them. I mean, Lenny Kravitz needs to step up. Last map was absolutely not a good one. He needs to get activated soon.
They also have to find an answer for the MVP Sakamata, who was just insane in that first map. We saw it on Fracture against the Exos. Sakamata has been unleashed lately in these playoffs. 31-9 on Jet on Ascent. Gonna look to replicate that. Might even be on the same agent here for Icebox, which we'll be getting into soon. In Purple Iris, we've been looking ahead at the maps. Map after this will be Breeze, then Bind, then Haven. So rest of the pool a bit nebulous, but in their previous matchup, the map pool in the best of 2 series they played was Breeze and Bind. Flames were able to take Bind in a second overtime, I believe, and Purple Iris ended up taking Breeze 13-8. So if they can find a win among the other maps, maybe they could swing Bind their way, maybe they can swing Icebox their way somehow. The Haven that Flames plays has been exploitable. Only a 2-2 record on it, 2-1 record for Purple Iris. There's a chance here in this series, but dropping their map pick, their home map really of Ascent, definitely has to be hurting.
Yeah, during the regular season, half their wins were from Ascent. So, yeah, a big chunk of their strength came from that map. Looking like pretty standard comps coming out of both teams here. Flames' side probably needs to be fixed. It says both teams
Yes.
right now.
I have brought that to the attention of our production. Not really a technical issue, just I think he just forgot to press the delete key.
Yep.
I'm sure it'll be resolved in a moment.
Yeah.
But yeah, no Sages, which is,
Yes.
I guess, just the master tier specialty. Nobody on. Apologies for whatever sound y'all just heard, but I knocked my microphone over. But we saw in the semifinal matchup between, I believe it was Purple Iris and Cursed Kings, both of those teams elected not to have a Sage. We see no Sage here once again.
Yes, it's interesting because she's such a crucial agent on this map. But I mean, both teams have tried and tested it without her and have had some success. So I feel comfortable without it. Looked like towards the end there, Namonti was hovering that Viper and was always going to lock it in, but probably just a couple last few seconds to chit chat about their pistol strategy.
We do see Flames. They've been running this double controller on Icebox, very unorthodox, but they do like how it works for them. They've been running it all season, and they're running it here.
Yeah, Noman's not a bad controller to run on this map with the verticality and ability to use the Shrouded Step to just kind of mess with your opponent's head.
Yeah, B-Long and A-Site, kind of Omen's playground, as people have called it before. You can really find some angles. As somehow we've swapped which Observer actually does and does not have audio here. Not sure what that's about, but our free cam is getting us audio. And the actual player. Okay, here we go. We can hear now. All right. We can see on the attack first here is Flames. Hopefully we get the scoreboard back up. All right, here we are. Frostbite here defending the site as the 5-man hit is starting to come forward. We'll see if they full commit here as we have a 1-for-1 trade. Gassiop as well will find Froggy. That's 2 picks for the Flames. A couple low health players though. Frostbite on the other side of this toxic screen could play a huge part. Well, walks forward and finds Hayflick, I believe. No, Hayflick walked forward. Frostbite will just find 3. And the Snakebite also takes 1. It's a pistol round win for Purple Iris, and they're going to start again with the 1-0 lead.
Yep, very clean round, only losing 1. So it looks like they maybe got something set up nicely on Icebox here. Only time will tell if that's the case.
We did see the pistol round on Ascent go in the favor of Purple Iris, who started up 4-0 on that map, and immediately just things started falling out of their favor.
Spike down mid.
Drizzy will find a pick on a Neptune. It's an under-tube strat here. Spike, unfortunately, has been left behind, and Chief Kef is flashed and dead. Sakamata had a chance there, had the headshots, but Froggy with the armor will survive through it. It's just Drizzy, or it's just Hayflick. We're on the site. I believe that's Gassy up as well. Hayflick's done well to find two. Will finally be shut down by Lenny, but Gassy as well finding Namonti. This isn't a clean round by any means. Will finally go down. It's 2-0 Purple Iris, but they do lose 3. This bonus, if they just go for a traditional bonus round, will be pretty light.
Yeah, they started out pretty strong, getting, I think it was 3 openers, and then Flames did bounce back a little bit. Did some solid econ damage with 3 kills at the end. And that will really make the Iris's buy very weak. Like Kravitz taking a bit of chunk damage earlier, down at 30 HP, and with another team running Sage, going to be stuck that way. Oh, right, we have Sky. Never mind.
Did you forget Sky has a heal?
I forgot Sky was on the map for a second.
Some early pressure from the Flames towards A, but Purple Iris have read into the fact that it's not still coming towards them, and there are some players rotating towards B, where Chief Kev and Hayflick have lurked pretty far up. Gassiop shooting a long lineup as Neptune will find Froggy in mid on the lurk. Chief Kev also finds Lenny Kravitz, who is trying to clear from top of the site. Site should be under the control of Flames shortly, and they should be able to get Spike down with the man advantage. Hayflick has also lurked into a really potentially nasty angle. Yeah, it actually doesn't even have to pay off quite yet. He's still on the angle. Do they even think to clear this? Absolutely not. Drizzy goes down. Hayflick will find both, actually. Finds Frostbite as well. So, no bonus conversion for Purple Iris here this time. But they should be on full rifles now.
Yeah, we'll see if they have the econ to bring an op in. I would think not. If anyone's going to have it, it would be, I would assume, Drizzy. And he's toying with the thought. Such an important gun on this map. Could be the lifeline they need to build a solid defense.
Could just be that tool. We saw how effective Flames were with it on Ascent in map 1. We'll see if Purple Iris can find similar effect on their map 2 defense here. This was Flames map pick, so Purple Iris get to elect which side they wanted to start on.
Froggy's found him a nice spot on top of Jim here. Let's hope it smoke clears. And never mind, not a nice spot.
1 for 1 comes through quickly. It's actually 2 in favor of Purple Iris. Somebody went down, lurked all the way up on A, I think. Sometimes really, no, it was up on belts. Apologies. Sometimes it's hard to see the mini-map. The feed we get is not the pristine 1080p feed you guys get, as Drizzy will find one onto Chief Kev as well. 2 men up for Purple Iris should be able to close this round out. It's Hayflick and Neptune alive. A dynamic duo, though. Might be able to find a chance in this, especially with Neptune's positioning. Hayflick's seized under tube. Neptune is still yet to find anything.
Trayvon will know his position if he pushes in and finds a nice open around to Drizzy, and that gets the B site over.
And Drizzy was rendezvousing out and actually went down there. Unfortunately, Namonti's right here. Unfortunate timing for the Flames, who thought they could bounce back into that round. Instead, they will be shut down. It's going to be 3rd on the board for Purple Iris, and already looking like a more successful map for them as they actually convert a full gun round.
Yeah, that's, I believe, the first time Viper's Pit comes online with that defuse. That's a very important ult early on that could be used very well here.
We will see Chief Kev bringing out the Tour de Force already, as that will be part of a full buy here for Flames.
That's a good
A lot of the hidden value of Chamber, of course, is that economic value. And actually, Froggy, on the defensive side, only has a Sheriff. So perhaps even a better buy from the Flames as Sakamata immediately finds a pick.
Yeah, and that's Lenny Kravitz going down early, so we needed to see it activated.
Sakamata, though, and Hayflick not clearing. Hayflick, though, quick on the reactions. Dude's been playing video games for so long. Quick snap was just ready for anything there. Still trying to scale forward onto the site. Froggy flicks up to 1, but will get traded as well. Purple Iris can't just keep trading 1-for-1 here because they're down in numbers. Namonti, it's still a 1-for-1 trade, and unfortunately now he's facing 2. Chief Kef across the map will find 2 with the Tour de Force. So not across the map, but across the site finds 2 with the Tour de Force. And that's some of the value of the Chamber coming through right there. As Flames look at their second on the board, and Purple Iris, I think besides their own Tour de Force and a Blade Storm, are probably going to be on a weaker buy all around.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a partial here. Namonti forcing up himself a... Nope, never mind. Yeah, we'll see if the Tour de Force and the Blade Storm are going to be enough to get the job done. Very impactful ults for Flames in the round prior, so we'll see if Irish can do one better.
And just as you say it, Drizzy finds the Lurking Neptune. That is the Viper screen going down, which makes things more difficult. Namonti as well on the angle. Sakamata with the reflexes to get out of the way, but Chief Kef will go down in the 1-for-1 trade. Drizzy is actually going to find Sakamata as well. Goes down to Hayflick. It's a 3v2 now in favor of Purple Iris. However, the Tour de Force is offline. And this is an interesting passage as Gassiop has just passed by Froggy in the night. Froggy, though, getting the intel, and now Hayflick's from the shadows, putting him all on his own without the spike. Gonna have to fight back through 3 members. Only advantage might be that his location is relatively unknown. They're starting to work out where he is. Frostbite's even going to recover an operator here. Misread right now. Hayflick could find an opening in this 1v3.
Fast, the spike has been lost. Does take down the off Frostbite. But time has become a little bit of a factor here.
Froggy really worried about a lot of angles. Finally does swing out and sees Hayflick, who's starting to run out of time. Probably can't plant the spike at this point with how far away it is to the site. Takes 1 dagger to the toes. Swing out. Thrifty round comes through for Purple Iris off the back of their ultimates. They will put it 4 on the board. Already, again, I would have to say, already looking better for them. We're not seeing the performance out of Lenny, but Frostbite's stepping up in his place, and they're starting to show some signs here on this map as they force Flames onto a lighter buy.
Yeah, they're looking like Mental was not completely shattered. They're bouncing back so far. Still a lot of time left to see if it holds up, but it's a good sign right now.
Crucially as well, they've been keeping the impact of Sakamata down. He's only 3-5 right now. Liable to pop off at any point. Could get the operator in the second half, but future things to come right now. All positives for Purple Iris. And did Froggy just catch that cross?
I think he caught a shoulder. It looked like the flick to try and do it, but time had passed.
Doesn't quite matter because he's going to catch it now. Lenny also had noted it with the Prowler. They were fully aware of this, though. Sakamata with the Blade Storm finds one. Monty will find Chief Kef. It's a 2v4, but with Sakamata alive, it's always a threat. Gassiop as well. Trying to peek from the lower angle. Frostbite throwing forward the Trailblazer. Sakamata, if he looks down, actually has a free kill right now. And he does see him, but Namonti just tucks back into the smoke. Lives on 50 hit points. Frostbite up in Nest somehow also gets away. These players are just barely dodging the knives. Finally, somebody's going to swing out to punish Sakamata, who is just staring at the Viper's Pit, waiting for someone to appear. So it's all into Gassy now in the 1v4.
The sweet, sweet safety of that Viper's Pit bailing out Namonti and Frostbite there and nullifying Sakamata's sneak attack. Lenny picks up 2 to end the round. This will be a big momentum shift for him. We'll find out.
And that Viper's Pit may be bigger than we think, because if it goes down, Namonti goes down there. I believe it's Namonti on the Viper.
Yep.
There we go. Yeah, if Namonti goes down there, then Frostbite was probably dead to rights. And suddenly that's a 2v2. Rifles can be recovered. That's a scary situation for Purple Iris. Huge saving grace for them in that round. It's on to Rifles for the Flames. You want to go fast in towards A. I believe that operator shot just took out the Aldrone. Sakamata going up over the top Namonti in a really, really nasty angle. Finds free kill on Hayflick. We'll find Gassiop as well. Couldn't keep going. No. Is shut down by Neptune. But those two picks could be huge here. We've also got the Nightfall being held, which is going to come through. I think that tagged at least two. No, definitely got all three. Chief Kev deafened, though, will find one, and Sakamata finds one as well. It's 3 picks going in the favor of Flames, despite all being hit by the Nightfall. It's on to Froggy now. I don't know if Chief Kev regained the ability to hear, but definitely here's Froggy updrafting now. Sakamata will swing out, as will Neptune. It'll be Sakamata to get the kill. How do Flames just win that 3v3 on site? Just clean sweep?
Yeah, absolutely nuts around Chief Kev there. Getting the 2 big picks there, and then they were able to clean up the rest of the site defense. It was all into Froggy there. Namonti with a big hero play. And unfortunately, ended in a 0 play for the rest of the round.
You see these 2 big 2Ks, and also the pick out of Sakamata that we didn't quite get to catch, but Purple Iris popped the Nightfall, and they went for the fight and just all went down. They want to get aggressive, though, here in A main, and instead they're going to have to not do so because of the location of the Recon Dart, which they took a couple ticks to break. So it'll be control of the early areas of A main for the Flames. See if this is where they want to end up. They've actually immediately gotten flanked. Namonti and Neptune have crossed each other in the night. Namonti having to run the other direction. He's going to die here for sure. No way he expects Neptune to be here, and he doesn't. Neptune takes him down. This might spark a rotation into the B site quickly.
Yeah, having that Viper's Pit online, making a fast rotate to B, and should make it a fairly easy round for Flames here.
Welcome to my world.
None of the rifles of... Oh, that shot almost missed just almost took out Hayflick, rather, but none of the rifles of Purple Iris rotated over towards B fast enough to spray down any planters. So yeah, that Viper's Pit does go up, and this is going to make things difficult. Drizzy, though, almost finds one through the pit. Close twice now. We'll see. Actually, just pure instinct, ultra instinct to find Sakamata. Now a 4v4 as they pour into the Viper's Pit. Hayflick will find the first. Lenny will trade. Neptune up on high, though, goes down. That's the Viper's Pit offline. And it's just one alive. It's just Gassiop, and Lenny Kravitz finds a third. Frostbite also chimes in on the Chief Kev, and the defuse is already being stuck. They're going to give it over to Lenny. What a retake by Purple Iris. Things just went from good to bad for Flames on a dime.
Yeah, I don't know everything that happened there. Drizzy with a nice just game sense. Almost had a second if he would have taken pulled the trigger earlier off the Trailblazer, but still the run goes in their favor, and Lenny's heating up. This could be a bad news for Flames.
This is a map they picked, and we're definitely counting on winning early in the series. In the later maps in a series, your second pick in a best of 5 might not necessarily be a map you expect to do as much on, or can as reliably expect to win, but you really would expect to win your first pick. And so far, Ascent already went in the way of Flames, and Frostbite getting aggressive wants to get Purple Iris this map in their favor, though. Sakamata picking ahead off of Lenny Kravitz, and Froggy overextending gets caught by Hayflick. The round, just as quickly as it was going in their favor, has turned against them.
They're missing a good golden opportunity to even the odds. These guns are starting to change hands. Frostbite going to dodge this Hunter's Fury, and that's an ult burnt right there that should help out Iris's. Sakamata getting a second with that Marshall.
2v4, and now it's just a 1v4. Surely Namonti just has to give this one up. Sakamata will go up into heaven to retrieve a rifle, and there's just no way for Namonti to pull this off. 1v4, but I guess if Neptune's looking the wrong, or not Neptune, Hayflick's looking the wrong direction, he'll find one. But the off-angle position of Neptune is just enough, and that's a pure thrifty round. No Tour de Force, no Blade Storm even invested from the Flames. It's just the Marshals and the Sheriffs coming through, recovered a couple of rifles, and they made Purple Iris pay for some overextension.
Yeah, opener win in favor of Purple Iris is there, and then they just fell apart after that, and I'm not exactly just, yeah, the overextension, like you said, kind of a misread there, unfortunately. And it's going to push them onto a thrifty of their own. I mean, except for the elk, I guess.
Well, they have 3 rifles and a Blade Storm, so actually pretty close to a full buy here. As that Blade Storm of Froggy does want to get aggressive here in mid. You can't boost that high, unfortunately.
Might be both updrafts offline for Froggy very early.
Oh, Frostbite's pushed all the way down A and has found a pick onto Gassiop. That's a huge amount of pressure. He's going to have to run away. But Flames are going to have to re-clear every angle in the world if they want to go towards the A site. There's no way they can do that, especially with Sakamata down. Neptune, though, finds one onto Froggy. Defensive Seekers are coming through. They want to figure out where this hit is going, and Frostbite wants to see maybe he can find a gun. Chief Kef actually found Drizzy with the Headhunter. Namonti, though, from the back of yellow, finds one, finds two. It's on to Hayflick, but from the shadows has gotten him 2 kills. Both of these players now low. Oh, Namonti, maybe not a reload he had to go for. Hayflick now has an idea where he's playing from as we get into the 1v1. He expects the position, but does he expect the timing? Namonti will swing out and take down Hayflick. Hero plays from both controllers on this map, but Namonti ends up doing just one better. And will get Purple Iris their 7th and a guaranteed half win.
Yeah, that's really big for Purple Irises here because attack is it's a fairly balanced map for both sides here. So yeah, Purple Irises are loving this right now.
We will get a full buy out of this last round. No half buys. There is a Tour de Force coming through. Probably a Blade Storm might as well be popped on Sakamata as well. As we see this nice 2k out of Hayflick.
Let's play.
But from the shadows wasn't punished. As Gassiop goes for the lineup. Actually, the lineup's going to do more damage to Froggy than I think it did. It also takes out the Rendezvous. Froggy, though, even on the low health, finds Neptunes to even things up at 1-1. We did miss a pick on the headshot box. Right off the rip, Sakamata's going up and over. Why use a rifle when you have the Blade Storm? He's just pushing in. Eventually hit by the Nightfall and blinded up by a Prowler. Taken so much space on the site. Low health Froggy, though, gets him on the headshot through the box. Not enough damage on the wall bang, but now low health on Sakamata, who's just peeking up. Leapfrog and take one down. It's all on to Drizzy. Op and the Headhunter. Sakamata showing why he's the MVP. He was quiet up until that round, really, but the Blade Storms really the Blade Storms both times in that half were just absolutely gross. He'll get the Flames their 5th going into the half.
Yeah, said it was a full buy, but they played it like an eco. All kills there. No real value from the guns, but it doesn't matter. Get that 5th on the board.
See now what happens now, though, as we get into the second half. Purple Iris down 1-0 in the series, or 0-1 in the series, I guess. They didn't take the first map. Definitely dropped the first map. Looking to fight back in this icebox here. Had a pretty successful first half, but the Flames might be roaring back here.
Yeah, Purple Irish started out strong on the defensive half, and then there's just trade rounds to end the half. I think the last 6 went 3-3 for both teams.
That's an insane paranoia that Hayflick even throws that in that direction towards Froggy to shut down the mid push, but also Purple Iris aggressing through A main. They still haven't cleared Sakamata's positioning, though. I don't even know if Frostbite noted it. From the top of Generator, tagged very low with the Sheriff spamming through, can't find anything. Hayflick, on the meantime, has found the mid lurker in Froggy, and unfortunately the spike is also towards mid, which means they can't get it down yet. They're going to have to pull the player out and rotate all the way around. This is going to allow the Flames to be here for the retake. Before the take is even completed, as Neptune will take down Namonti.
It looked Chief Kef had a golden opportunity on the rotating Idrizzy, but a Rendezvous came into play and allowed him to get the bomb towards A main, the plant.
Now all of a sudden the Flames responding with their defensive picks. There was an evening by Purple Iris to get it to a 3-3, but like I said, that reshake was there so fast. No way Purple Iris is ready for it. Still trying to just get into anything resembling a post-plant position. So it'll be the defuse and the pistol coming through for the Flames, and they should be on 7-7 here. We should have a tied map too.
Yeah, Spike being pushed out into mid definitely bit them in the butt. And Rotate was already there by the time they got the plant down. And made it very easy for Flames.
Here. Here.
Where are you?
I mean,
I
it's
see a
just
bit
gonna
of
be a eco.
some investment from Purple Iris. Froggy tried to smoke off the trip and then walked into his own smoke. That's not how smokes work. Oh, how does Gassiop live here? No way he gets away with his life. Still low, though. Somehow Froggy's also getting away with his own. There's now two players outside of it. Is Sakamata and Gassiop are in the position. Meanwhile, Neptune is actually getting wrapped up, but we'll go down to Idrize. Chief Kev peeking out with the Headhunter will find one as well. Froggy trying to find anything from this lurk, but just can't. Smartly played by Gassy. They far enough back, and it'll be damage onto Drizzy, but nothing more. It's onto Frostbite in a 1v4. Two players low enough to be one hit with this Sheriff. But odds not looking too good. He's going to have to find 4.
A real tough ask here for Frostbite. It's not undoable, but it's definitely one of those rounds that...
30 seconds left.
Oh, no, that was a weak
there's-
play.
There's one, but Sakamata now on the lurk, and if Frostbite found that one, maybe things get interesting, but unfortunately for him, nothing going there. Flames convert their second as expected, and we are tied, and this is actually a defensive timeout coming in from Chief Kev. Not even the IGL for the Flames. I have to wonder what this timeout's called for, but I guess they want to talk things over going into the bonus, or maybe just someone needs to use the restroom.
It's definitely not a bad timeout here. Talk about how you want to play the bonus and how you want to play the next two rounds if you lose or if you win. I mean, if you win, obviously you get guns and you're kind of just rolling, but if they lose, figuring out what they want to do, how close they are with some ults maybe, and just econ in general. Some nice, very brief replays there.
Enemy remaining.
Yeah, some looks back at a couple of the plays from this map so far. We got this little wraparound by Namonti from the first half. Chief Kev with this little 2K. A lot of 2Ks. Now that I come to think of it. Drizzy just on a prayer. Hayflick, like I said, a lot of 2Ks.
And no one, everyone's allergic to multi-kills this map, I guess.
2K map looking as timeout will end, and now I think we have a tech pause because the match timer is paused. So guessing tech pause. Yep, is a tech pause. But during this pause, let's talk about where you think this map's going to go. Purple Iris, obviously, just the pistol to show for so far in this half. Or pistol and the follow-up round. We haven't seen much of their attack side. Evened up now. First to get to 6 rounds, first to get their next 6 rounds will win it out, as we're going to come out of the pause. I'm guessing just a player was disconnected, or maybe I was right. Maybe someone was using the restroom, but
That's not ready.
we are getting back into the round here.
That's not
It'll
ready.
be a lighter buy for the most part from the Flames, but some Sheriffs and some Spectres, still some threats. Purple Iris will be on full rifles.
Yeah, this might be a must-win for Iris here. If Flames win, they can get double op on board, which was the death sentence for Iris's on Ascent. Definitely a big round here.
Lenny Kravitz finds Sakamata being aggressive, but Chief Kef's aggression will pay off as he'll find one. Neptune wants to just blitz for this gun. I'm not quite sure how that flash didn't find him. Instead, he's just going to take up a forward position to lock these players from rotating. How does he win that duel against Frostbite? 2 low health players for the Flames now, but a man advantage. Froggy, though, evens up the numbers and will take one more as well. Last 2 for the Flames, both low health. I think they've recovered at least 1 rifle, though, as Neptune just wants to go for the run and gun show onto Nemonti. It won't work out for him. Lenny will clean up the last kill. Expected round win for the most part from Purple Iris, and they keep 3 alive in doing so. Flames can't be too upset about that result either, as it's probably the most neutral way a bonus round can go, as we're going to go into round number 16 here.
Yeah, double up right away. Invested into, I mean, Sakamata with the actual investment, but Chief Kev going to bring that tour de force online, and we'll see if Purple Irises have learned from the previous defensive half they had to, or previous attacking half they suffered from it a lot. One up towards B-Lung, one up towards Belt.
Yeah, they're double hopping again like they did on Ascent. We'll see if Purple Iris can work through it on this map instead. They struggled so much to do last time. Last map, really. Froggy gets away with one there. Somehow doesn't go down. Lenny also, everyone's just running across, challenging Sakamata to shoot, and he finally does, and he'll take one with him. As he dashes away, the hit is coming forward with the Nightfall. As we can see, a couple players lurking. Sakamata just tucked into this box position, somehow not going down, and Hayflick from the top of the screen will find one as well. Sakamata still alive. Nothing really doing for Purple Iris so far. See if Nemonti can take a duel. Can't even get the head of Hayflick, rather. Just going to have to slow down, maybe pull out here. Haven't been able to find the picks they were looking for. The commit seemed loose, but Nemonti finds 2. Sakamata trades 1, so it's still a man advantage for the Flames. But it's getting reeled back in. All 3 starting to rotate towards this A site. Chief Kev would be the last to join them.
30 seconds left.
Looks like a Neptune already here. So many nasty angles to clear for the attackers, and Drizzy actually has cleared the first check to get 1. Nemonti will take the second as well, 5 HP.
Viper's Pit's online. Maybe. Nope, never mind. It's a good opportunity to invest in, but
Viper's Pit online, but Nemonti no longer, as just 1 shot from the Headhunter. Doesn't even need a head to take down the low health there. Kept very close by Purple Iris, and just oh so close. We see how many they challenged Sakamata so many times there. Hayflick, I'm not even sure how he sees it from that position. All came down to just this last shot. The Flames now taking a solid lead. Not a lead, sorry. It's tying things and looking to take the lead against the eco buy from Purple Iris. However, Tour de Force was online, never mind, because Chief Kev with the better angle will take him down op v op.
yeah, Drizzy looking for that jump spot and trying to take that down, but not expecting the wide swing from the player behind yellow. Now they're just teeing up for Chief Kev here, and
He's missing. He'll finally take one. He's completely deaf and blind, though. How does he... Chamber is a fun agent. Anyway, he's still going to end up finding a third there. It's all on to Lenny Kravitz with nothing but a Spectre to his name. 4 players in front of him. Well, 3, but 2 ops for sure. This double op setup from Flames still online. Purple Iris on the lighter by there, can't crack it. We'll see what they can do now that they should be back on the rifles.
Looking like, yeah, this is a good opportunity for Purple Irises to tie the game back up. And I mentioned it earlier that, I mean, they're running out of golden opportunities here.
That works.
Viper's Pit online for both teams here. We'll see how they come into play here. I would assume they both get invested, assuming Spike Plant goes down for Iris.
Could be very nice tools to help them get a round win here. Hayflick once again on top of the screens. Just a site. There's just so many angles to clear that you can get away with that screens position on over and over again a lot of the times. Do see a lurk from Froggy going up tube on the minimap. He will actually successfully navigate around the trip maybe this time. Nope. Still not quite. Will Gassy expect him so close? He won't. It'll be a lot of damage onto Froggy from the shock dart, but he goes down. Sakamata, though, has taken a lot of space of his own, way pushed up. Up v up. Neither player really saw each other. I think Sakamata might have caught a glimpse of Drizzy, but will choose to just back away wisely.
Froggy's still playing around in that 2 position. Eventually gonna back out and look underneath to try and take out Neptune.
Be faster.
And he will. Big man advantage going over to Purple Irises and Sakamata on the A site.
Dangerous man, though, to be pushing into. We'll see if they can find him. He's going to find the first onto Drizzy. He's jumping back onto Raptor. Lenny's found Chief Kev on the lurk. Froggy doesn't know to look up. He gets vulnerable. That might have come from his own teammate. It definitely did. Sakamata on the drop downs found one as well. Viper's Pit deployed, but Namonti can't safely plant. His teammate is nowhere nearby. He has to somehow find a way to kill Sakamata or just do something.
10 seconds
Surely
left.
has to at least tap. Actually, Sakamata's going to get shot in the back here, I believe. And the spike does go down there. Lenny Kravitz arriving just in time. Hayflick on a strange rotation pattern. Didn't manage to find Lenny. They both crossed the entire length of the map and didn't see each other somehow. So Hayflick now with a lot to do to push into this Viper's Pit 1v2. Both players playing in the back of it. He's not going to find any freebies.
This is a really, really tough round for Hayflick here. I don't know how Paranoia comes in.
Last player
Does
standing.
blind up one and find one. Can he find the second? Had a chance, but Namonti does take him down with the headshot. It'll be the round conversion from Purple Iris. They do knock the double ops offline, potentially. I'm not sure how the money looks for the Flames. I think they can just force it up if they really wanted to, but it's going to be at the expense of some other pieces of the buy here, and it looks like they don't want to risk that. Might actually be opting for an eco. I know this team is a lot of these players are more conservative with the economy than you necessarily can be, as you can see there's 5 and 6k on a couple of these players, but they are electing to go for the lighter buy here for the most part. Hayflick will go for the Hero Rifle, and we'll have Sakamata on the Bladestorm. Always terrifying is Lenny Kravitz. I feel like that Guardian was an intentional purchase because he just walked over and murdered somebody.
And has Neptune very low. So good investment for Lenny there.
Spikes should be getting planted. They know Neptune's somewhere. They just have to figure out where. They actually haven't cleared anything. Or not anything, they haven't cleared the actual angle he's in. There we go. Froggy will check it out. Hayflick should be able to find one and will onto Drizzy. And then Sakamata's still alive. They were the 2 biggest guns in this round, and Sakamata with the Bladestorm is finding one. This could get very interesting very quickly. We'll see if Lenny Kravitz is ready. Hayflick as well has found Froggy. Suddenly numbers advantage for the Flames. It'll only last a second, but Frostbite here going to be left to duel Sakamata 1v1. Sakamata trying to go up and over as the Trailblazer comes his way. He's going to win that round. A 2v4 for the Flames, and Purple Iris have to be beating themselves up for losing that one.
No charges left.
I'm pretty sure that was a 2v5 to make it a little worse for Irises there. That's just Hayflick and Sakamata things, man. No other way to explain it.
Undisciplined duels. One player gets caught on long, but then Lenny's left alone to deal with Sakamata. They trade out Hayflick, but maybe not the player you want to trade in that circumstance. Yeah, it was a 2v5. I think you're right. Just a couple of players going down, looking the wrong direction, weren't fully holding all the angles on the map. That's a rough one, because that breaks their economy, and it gets the double off back up.
I wonder if Frostbite hits with that Trailblazer, maybe he wins the round, but the updraft keeping Sakamata into safety and 10 on the board.
Froggy, though, Bladestorm retaliates on his own. Gascalp's been going down first a lot, and a rifle is recovered. Trying to duel Sakamata here, who's going to have to pull out the pistol. Somehow neither jet's going down. Bit of an anime battle, even though the Bladestorms weren't both online. Meanwhile, the rest of the Flames are all on the A or the B site as the spike's being planted B. They will reclaim numbers advantage. Froggy also having to take an interesting route to get back to site, and unfortunately isn't looking in the right direction. Should have gotten out of spawn sooner than that, you'd think. It's going to be on to Namonti with Spike down to try to convert a 1v3. Hang around his opponent's smoke, catches an anti-timing. Neptune there to shoot him down. They're going to recover the other operator, and they're going to get the defuse here, and it's going to be 11 for the Flames as they look to take Icebox. It's looking good for Purple Iris, but then they drop that thrifty round to the Flames, and now things are falling apart at the seams.
Yeah, unfortunately for Purple Irises, they're just losing a lot of these winnable rounds where they get the man advantage, they get multiple man advantage, and then they just throw it away, and they've got to be kicking themselves at this point. I mean, this is the second time they've had a man advantage, and it's not gone their way.
Yikes.
Sure. 9-11 is the score. Flames looking to get on a guaranteed overtime point, a map point. Viper's Pit invested. Froggy gets another man advantage.
Gassiop is getting exploited in that mid position. Somebody needs to help him desperately, or they need to switch the position he's playing because he is getting exploited. Chief Cav ready, and wow, even handles the ultra wide swing there. Sakamata has been tagged up some on the A site though, and that's where Purple Iris's eyes are towards. There are 3 players over there, and Drizzy has taken down Sakamata. Double ults popped. The Nightfall will find nothing, but the Seeker is providing the usual value. Will tell them where the retakers should be coming from. They should be aware that the site's pretty much empty. Swing back into this round. The double ops so far not nearly as successful as they were in the first half, or the first map. Where was that kill? That was on the flank. All onto these last 2. Hayflick goes down. Chief Kev might just choose to save the operator. Would probably be the smart play at this point. There's 4 to take down. I don't see a way he wins this round. So it should be 10 going on the board for Purple Iris.
Money's still solid for Flame, so wouldn't blame him if he wanted to try it. Especially since he does have the 2 to force the next round, but Rendezvous out, and that will be 10 on the board for Purple Iris. They're looking much better on Icebox, their opponent's map pick.
Again, it's just that critical round they dropped a couple rounds ago. Otherwise, they might be facing map point or better right now. But still working back into it, not letting themselves become dissuaded by the misplays, by the heartbreaking round losses. And they still got a shot in this. The double op has, again, not been nearly as threatening on this map. They're going to still pull it out once again, this time with the Tour de Force from Chief Cav. Sakamata especially has been struggling to find as much value on the defensive side, in the early going at least, as he did on Ascent. He's now actually peeking mid. They're trying to punish this play they keep going for against Gassiop, and they're going to do it. Smart play from the Flames. They bait out that kill, the pick that they kept giving to Purple Iris, and they just say, okay, we're going to throw our best player there with the operator. You try to swing Gassy, and we're just going to take you down.
They're stream sniping. They heard you say get him some help and instantly dial up the assistance for him, and big opener onto Froggy.
Gassy also almost finding him with the Tour de Force, but just a tag. A lot of players on this A site. Neptune, though, kind of melting here on top of the snake bite. Still, though, haven't quite pushed far enough into sight. Spike is close on 410, and it's actually now been dropped on top of 410. That might just cost them the round. That is so hard to recover. They're going to have to take the full site and then some to get that back, but they're going to have to try because I don't think they want to concede 12 quite yet. Frost's going to flash through, baits himself with the Sky Flash. It might just be a call to save here from Lenny and Drizzy. There's too much in front of him.
And flank being watched, or retreating out towards spawn is being watched by Chief Kev, and he's going to take down the operator. I don't know if they're going to let Lenny live here.
They're certainly going to try to take him out. Spray's a little bad. He'll find one. And unfortunately, not enough time to reset because of the whiffs the first time around. It's going to be 12 for the Flames as they're looking to make this a 2-0 series lead for themselves. Purple Iris going to be forced. It looks like mostly a full buy here, but Froggy might be on a weaker money. I don't know why Namonti hasn't bought armor yet, or full armor. Maybe that cannot be intentional. All right, yeah, we'll buy the full armor, but Flames really pressuring them out there, and it was the kill onto Namonti on top of 410 where the spike went down. That's just a heartbreaker. There's no way to recover that when it goes down, and it's some hesitancy from Purple Iris that's really costing them. They're not taking the site when they've got themselves set up to do so, and I think that's what's punishing them. Is both ops are going to be rotating towards B, where Purple Iris want to push forward.
Tour de force coming out of Hydra's A, and this could be a really crucial weapon here. Let's see if they're able to get an opener with it.
It'll be Sakamata finding the first opener. They still have to fight forward to grab some space here. Froggy dueling with Sakamata will take one down. Frostbite gets traded 1-for-1. It's 3v3. Everybody here at the B site. See if Purple Iris try to pull out.
And they are.
That'll be a rendezvous away. How do you live, Froggy? That is bold. Hayflick already rotating back towards the A site. Maybe Purple Iris could pull a double clutch and go back towards B. You see a challenge onto Chief Kef, who goes down to Froggy. The cross, I think, was just noted by Gassiot, but or maybe not. He's rotating back towards Froggy. Knife just completely out. Hayflick found one with the operator, and it's the spike as well. There's the second player behind it. He's got so many angles to watch. Surely they can run the spike. Is there enough time to actually run this back towards B? Does he have to go through the middle of the map to get there? Timing from Froggy isn't perfect either. Hayflick, though, has no idea where Namonti is, and I think he just has enough time to get the spike down and should be able to pop the Viper's Pit if he so chooses. Will just have the time here. Has to stick the plant. We'll see if Hayflick goes for a different weapon, as he's going to be on the retake here. Monty not choosing to invest that Viper's Pit. Will now.
Just trying to get it behind yellow, so he's able to play around it a little bit. Hayflick in a very tough clutch here.
Low HP, but actually could drop right on Namonti's head right now. Kind of Goomba stomp. I'll actually get him with the blind, and Namonti poking out from his Viper's Pit is going to go down. Hayflick, well played. Can just stick the defuse here easily. So much time. Nice paranoia. Nice shrouded step. And it's going to be the second map. It's going to be the 2-0 series lead from the Flames off of the clutch from Hayflick.
Yeah, Namonti in a little bit of an interesting position there and gets punished for it. Hits by the paranoia and then shrouded step to capitalize. Really unlucky for Namonti there. He's been playing so well for them so far.
Really, you play that map back out, and a lot of the way those rounds broke for Purple Iris, it really feels like they should have won it in multiple different ways. They had so many opportunities that slipped through their fingers. That 5v2, the 1v1 clutch to end out the map. Just unfortunate for them. It ends up being a 13-10 victory, though, for the Flames, who are looking to sweep this series here, as we will go to map 3 here shortly, which is Breeze. We're back on a Purple Iris pick and a map that they did take the Flames down on match day 5, which was a while ago, though. We'll see if the Flames have improved on Breeze since then. Be a sweep. Hello and welcome back. We are here for map 3 as we're in the Master Grand Final between Flames and Purple Iris. The Blazes Flames are 2-0 up on this series right now and looking to take things home as we go to map 3, Breeze. Nadesy, do you think they're going to close things out here, or do you think Purple Iris have the fight in them to keep this series going?
This is Purple Iris's last chance. They're going to have to reverse sweep here, so that they got to bring out all the stops here in order to have any shot at winning. And having one sub for them, I know it's definitely possible for them.
We talked about this in the advanced match last night, which is that map also, or that series also started 2-0, and the Team Pragmatic in that series was down, and they managed to fight their way back to a map 5. Unfortunately, ended up dropping it. But Purple Iris is going to have to try to do the same here if they want any chance, and this time, would have to actually win map 5 as well.
I mean, LG undefeated in map 5s so far, so if they make it there, I think things look good for
them. Aren't everybody undefeated on map 5s? Except, I guess, Anti-Tilt.
We've only had one map 5, so only one team can actually claim it so far.
We will see these comps getting locked in for Breeze. It does look like, Breeze by far has one of the least agent diversity in the map pools, so it's really, there's your one difference. KO versus Sky. I expect Hayflick will lock in the KO here. Might elect to change to Sky, but I would imagine he's just hovering to talk some things through with the team. Otherwise, identical comps, and what else do you expect? Sometimes we do see some teams pulling in the Fade recently instead of the Sova, but both of these teams going to stick with the Sova for their selection, so it'll just be the difference in those flashing initiators. And I have to say, I do favor the KO here because Drizzy is on that chamber, and it's always nice to shut down the Tour de Force.
Yeah, Tour de Force and Bladestorm, that's online too. Two very powerful ults that, for 8 seconds, give your team the huge advantage. And I'll kind of mention it before, but team history, Flames and Iris played each other on Breeze. It went 13-8. That was week 5. That was a long, long time ago. Both teams,
not even a week 5, match day 5.
We
play two matches a week.
Match day 5. Both teams have a winning record. Iris is a little more tested at 3-2 versus 2-1 for Flames. So maybe just having a little more familiarity with the map will be to their benefit.
They definitely could use any benefit they have. They'll be starting on the attack side. Flames did choose to start on defense on this map, which perhaps a bit of an interesting choice. Most teams prefer to start on what they consider the strong side of the map, so maybe Flames have something in their defense. Most maps play relatively neutral, but Breeze is the most, if not close to the most, attacker favored. So they want to go towards A, do Purple Iris. 2 players going to be suppressed by the 0 point, but it doesn't seem like it's going to slow them down all that much. The fragment comes through. Froggy is just tanking a bunch of decay damage. It will be the tip of the spear into Sakamata here, who should be noted. The flash comes through, though, and Hayflick as well will find one because Frostbite was using the Trailblazer. It's going to be an early lead, but Namonti out of halls finds one. Chief Cav might actually be able to find Drizzy planting. Lenny, though, will find him instead, so he even things back up at 3-3. Make that even to 2-2 as a trade happens. Hayflick goes down. It's on to Neptune, who's lurking up through halls. Namonti with the superior right clicks will take him down. That round swings the way of Purple Iris, and once again, they win the first pistol.
I believe that's 3 for 3 opening pistols for Irises.
It has been, yes.
And hopefully 3rd time's the charm, and they're able to get some more momentum off of this compared to the 2 previous maps.
They did have some decent momentum going for them in the first half of Icebox. Won that half 7-5. Unfortunately, just couldn't close out on their attacking side. We'll see what they can do here, and we'll see if they can actually hold the second pistol when we come around to that, because Flames have been 2 for 2 on second half pistols so far, and this is a 5-man push down halls on the defense. We'll see if they decide to go through vent. This would catch player looking the wrong direction. Yeah, Drizzy is going to go down. Unfortunately, only had the ghost. So Flames don't really recover anything of that great of value. Froggy, though, might just face into 5. Definitely needed to have the dash online there. We'll finally get the tailwind away. Sakamata low, but a lot of these players still up. Neptune will trade onto Demonte. It's now evened at 3-3. There's a really late flank coming in from Frostbite. I'm not sure this is necessary. Could be healing a teammate instead. Not. There's players just circling all around each other. It's like spaghetti. It's a 1-for-1 trade so far, but it's going to be on a Gassy. How is this a 1v1? With just the classic trying to right-click at a range, that's not going to work.
Definitely some panic click there. I've never seen that tried before.
That was very sloppy out of Purple Iris. They were like counter-flanking and over-flanking onto the Flames. I don't think there's a reason for Frostbite to have pushed through spawn there. With the superior guns, could have just held onto site, could have healed his teammate, kept Froggy alive perhaps in that round.
Yeah, and
because of that, they're actually investing into this round, you can see. They've got an operator out, 2 rifles, 3 rifles if you count the Bulldog online, and Froggy as well will buy one. So this is going to be a just straight up full buy for the most part from Purple Iris, who want to win this round because of the economic damage they took in the last.
Yeah, I don't know if Flames are expecting this. Now they're expecting it. Sakamata's dropped the op.
Yeah, that's a huge pick. He was a little quieter on the last map. Neptune as well has just found Namonti, who was trying to lurk up B. Would have gotten pinched anyway. I think Chief Kef pushed all the way down elbow. That lurk is now noted. They have no map control, and Frostbite is watching for Chief Kef. Lenny's found Sakamata. Frostbite turns away. This could be a timing battle. Will Chief Kef clear this? Will Lenny clear this? He doesn't. Well, he sort of does, but he's not ready for it. And how does Chief Kef get 2 there? Frostbite fully whiffing. Froggy now has to make a 1v4 play. Another one of those rounds reminiscent of Icebox where Purple Iris missing some opportunities, throwing some kills away. They're even going to hand the op over to Chief Kef. I mean, we've seen the double op coming out of Flames on both of the maps so far. I can't imagine Breeze will be any different if they get the opportunity.
Keep the 4 left again, and to do so. Oh, catches him off guard. A lot to ask, and no spike control. That is being guarded by Hayflick.
No time either. Could recover the op, though. See if he can keep it safe. 15 seconds left. Round already over. Could actually catch Hayflick here. Unscopes! Doesn't get timing to that badly, though. I don't think the last 2 are going to make too much of an effort. Actually, Gassy jumping across goes down. So Purple Iris, on the back of Froggy, though they lose the round, salvage a whole lot of economic damage and even recover their operator. I don't think either team can really buy now, as it's like 3K across the board on the server.
It looks like they will have enough to bring a Vandal in, and then kind of just buy up around those 2 forced up rifles, and Flames are going to kind of a little bit of the same with the 1 hero rifle on Neptune.
They could try to get the Bladestorm online for Froggy, who could throw the operator to another player. It doesn't look like they've considered that yet, though. Both teams sort of have these awkward light buys. There's like 4 classics online in this round, and half of them are on each team. This is the strangest economic situation I've ever seen. I know the Flames tend to like to be conservative with their buys, so realizing they don't have the money to buy, they haven't chosen to. Purple Iris sort of half invest. So we're going to see almost a... it's not really a pistol round, but it's like this weird half buy round that you just never expect to see.
Chief Kef has the Tour de Force online. See how much value he's able to get out of that in this, like you mentioned, weird round. 5% is usable by Namonti. We'll see if he's able to bring it in.
There is that Tour de Force from Chief Kef. I guess you don't need to buy when you have that thing online. Remember, it is the defensive flame. Wait, that's Hayflick. I thought that was an attacker, but Hayflick was just running through their spawn. All right, well, now has the forward position. Dueling Drizze. They're going to find one actually onto Sakamata. And again, we've got a classics duel going on this map somehow in round 4. Chief Kef, though, with the Tour de Force is found a second. The buying choices by both of these teams I find mildly baffling. Okay, I guess maybe not. As Lenny Kravitz will just find a headshot with that classic. Is unfortunately, Gassiop will find Froggy looking the wrong direction, and Chief Kev will find Lenny doing the same. Not really guns to recover, though. What a strange round. And it goes the way of the Flames.
This is not going to end the Force Buy Wars. There's just barely enough on Purple Irises to bring rifles in here.
I've really just never seen a buy like that from both teams. That was so strange.
Yeah.
Just utterly baffling, really.
Yeah, and our Iris is not getting enough map control. It was just shrunk pretty much right away by Flames with the push out of Cave.
It's going to be a kill and a Gassy. Just a jump peek, though. Froggy doesn't go for the trigger pull. Gassy on Icebox had that string of rounds on their defensive half where he just kind of went down first and unfortunately gets caught again. It's going to be the pick. Sakamata, though, just going to go walking out of the smoke. Can't find anything. Now being noted by the dart, and Hayflick also having to look every which way. Sakamata, though, clean for the shot on the Frostbite. For some reason, the Purple Iris players are getting stuck behind this wall, not just walking forward. Knives whiffed, though, and it'll be a kill from Cheap Kef across the map. It's going to be the 3v2 now as the spike goes down for Purple Iris. Lenny tagged up one player close. We'll see if they're aware of Namanti's positioning. He's going to swing on the timing. They were not aware. He finds two. Namanti with a nice 3K to close out the round. They're going to leave the op on the floor. Just one for Purple Iris needed as they take their third.
Yeah, very big round for Purple Iris is there. Able to burn out 2 ults for the Flames. I believe it's 2. I know the null command went online. I thought one more went as well.
Definitely burned the double ops at the very
Blade
least.
Storm.
Yeah, that's a good call. Sakamata uncharacteristically whiffing. Tried to go for a really long range right click as well, which
Maybe just been panic.
something like that for sure. Definitely not the range you usually see success with. It could happen, but ends up getting punished for it. And once again, the double ops that were so magic on Ascent have been just less for the Flames in the past 2 maps. It was enough to get them through Icebox, but it wasn't really a huge element of their win. It was more the clutches that kept coming through. And on this map so far, it's been shut down the first time it got brought up.
Namanti steals Froggy's kill back there, and that's the opener onto the B site.
Yeah, it should be Spike going down. They're going to invest the Viper's Pit against a save. Should be enough to seal the round for sure, though. There's just 2 alive. See if Hayflick can find at least a timing. Does look like there's Drizzy looking the wrong direction. Unfortunately, Hayflick only has the classic. Fortunately, Drizzy couldn't figure out where he was getting shot from. Gassy will go down. Hayflick probably not much to do here. Already getting spammed down. Can't even get forward far enough. It will go down. So it'll be 4 alive for Purple Iris as they convert the round. All but flawless, if not for, looking the wrong direction from Drizzy, who is struggling a little bit in the early going 0-4. That definitely doesn't help, but 4 on the board for the team, and we'll see. It doesn't look like they can afford the double op here, so I don't think, they're not going to will the Flames. And I kind of like this more with Sakamata back on a rifle.
Yeah, honestly, it really doesn't matter what you give Sakamata. He's been nuts on everything so far this game. I'm sure if they gave him a Bucky, he'd figure out a way to ace.
I do think that the multi-frag potential... Oh, what was that animation? Chief Kev will find a kill onto Namanti, who was playing with fire. Sakamata found 1. Hayflick, though, is traded out. 4 players towards the A site for the Flames right now, and Froggy storming down mid will go down to Sakamata. Back on the rifle and already making it do work. Player dropping through the vent. Actually might have just thrown something through the vent, but Sakamata convinced somebody's over there. There's actually just nobody on the B side of the map, but Sakamata is preventing the rotation. Dude's somehow watching 2 directions at once fully and absolutely removed Frostbite's head. It's going to remove Drizzy's head. That's the second time he's just 1v1 to the op, and they actually want to recover it for themselves. Can't quite get there, though.
It's fine. I think they have enough money to bring it in anyways. Drops rifle over his teammate.
I don't think they want to invest that much if they don't have to. And they won't.
Yeah, if Purple Eyes rattle off a couple in a row, maybe they'll bring it out. But yeah, they're vibing with just the 1 op right now.
And again, I was kind of interesting. I do like Sakamata a bit more on the rifle. The op he had so much success with on Ascent, but he was getting punished a lot on Icebox and has already got punished in the 1 round. They brought it out here. by being on that operator, can't really, you know, rely on it in the close range battles. As Froggy finds the first on a Gassy and a headshot on a Neptune. He's just charging forward. Sakamata also tagged low. Neptune will go down, and oh, how does he find both of the Hunter's Fury? I don't even think Sakamata was tagged. Just caught out in the position. That's one of the best Hunter Furies I've seen in a while. The other operator will go down. It's on to Hayflick 1v5. Surely just looking for economic damage unless they really overstep their bounds. He's going to get the pop flash onto Frostbite. Finds one. The Froggy W keyed all the way into their spawn and will wrap around on him. What a clean round from Purple Iris, and what a Hunter's Fury.
Yeah, that is one of the most insane Hunter's Furies I've ever seen. I don't know if he'll be able to replicate that in 100 more tries.
I don't even think Sakamata got tagged. I think he just guessed where he'd be and nailed him. What a, I mean, incredible usage. Both players were tagged low from the help of Froggy, so huge assists to get Lenny those 2 kills.
Yeah, and that's a 5 for Purple Irises. I'm pretty sure this is already their most successful attack half up to this point. We'll see how they're able to build off of it with the rest of the remaining 4.
Yeah, that is true. They only got 4 on a sit and never even got far enough into Icebox to get more than 3. Some respect coming in from Purple Iris. Money is online. There's at least one operator, and I think most of a full buy. And once again, Sakamata has the Blade Storm out, and it seems like he's been an auto 3 or 4K with that thing, as he'll find one just as Chief Calf does as well. Walking cheat code is Sakamata with those knives out. Frostbite, though, will find Chief Kev. Just a missed shot there. Neptune alone on this site. They could get some presence onto B. He's going to throw in the Snakebite to slow any sort of hit. Drizzy has the spike way back in window and is just trying to see if anyone will swing him, which I don't think is likely. Gassiop could get a little overzealous here. Actually, Neptune does swing Drizzy, so he'll find that pick. Gassiop might get crunched or will just be called upon to defend the site and can't do it. Goes down. It's going to be on to Sakamata and Hayflick. We've seen this duo do some crazy things already, though, in this series. And Sakamata's already here. He's just close. Do they expect him? Do they know that he's close? Do they hear that jump? I don't know if it made noise. Now he's noted by Frostbite. Tries to get over the wall and can't. Tag just a little bit, though. Lenny giving him a 1v1. Both players now super low. Sakamata runs out of the Blade Storm, but is just going to do it with the Classic instead. Finds the first, goes down to Frostbite. It's on to Hayflick. Full health, though. This is where both players are, but not exactly, and Lenny will take advantage of the crossfire position. Got a little nervous there for Purple Iris, but they managed to prevent Sakamata and Hayflick from doing what they've been doing all series, winning that 2v3 clutch.
Yeah, a little closer comfort there, but Iris is able to guarantee at least a tied half going into their defensive side. And I think the economy is looking pretty shaky on Flames. They do have a really solid shot at getting 7 here. Obviously Sakamata on the rifle, but I'm not sure about the rest of the buy.
So we see the Blade Storm knives just barely not connecting. Goes for the Classic, gets the jumping right click. But they ended up getting shut down then shortly after, and Hayflick, tension drawn in both directions, couldn't really do anything. As this is the most interesting office space I think I've ever seen. Is that a server bank on the left? I didn't realize this was just an office up here. Why is it just exposed? Kingdom, what are that seems like bad like surely that's an OSHA violation, right?
You don't like
I didn't see
balconies? Office balconies, I guess? I don't know. That was, yeah, definitely an Easter egg. Maybe gotta dive into.
Maybe there's nothing against it, but I don't. Were there even railings up there? Like, can you just walk off of that?
I would hope there were railings if you're gonna build an off. If you're gonna build something like that, there's gotta be some railings.
Go inside. I think that's a geode. It might just be Radianite. I'm really not sure. I don't know what the lore of every little bit of this map is, unfortunately. Flames, though, that's 4 marshals and a tour de force. As we check the buy, I guess that's what the timeout was about. This is what they've concocted for their eco round. Obviously, Chief Kev with the biggest threat. Can't count out Sakamata. Whiffs both shots, but manages to get away with his life and gets a chance to go for more. Already seen him on Icebox with a cracked round on the Marshal. He's got another chance here as well. That's just the rest of his team. They all just have Marshals. There's no way Purple Iris expects this.
Yeah, I think that they've noted at least one, so maybe they're thinking about it, but yeah, not too sure. They're poking pride and playing it slow, which is not a bad idea on an eco round.
Really, really slow.
Yeah, look like they eventually want to make it to B, and then they will be greeted by Neptune.
He can land the headshot. Froggy peeks out, doesn't commit though. Nice little shoulder check.
Poison orb emitting.
Now Neptune off the angle. Will throw up his poison orb. Froggy, though, zero respect for it, will just dash forward, and Neptune should be getting overwhelmed here shortly unless he can find an absolutely nuts shot on this very hard angle he's holding. Flames, though, are rotating early, and he does actually find that shot on the angle. Will get traded, though, by Namonti. Spike should be getting down.
10 seconds left.
They're going to invest the Seekers. Actually, the Hunter's Fury, this will find the kill after Namonti plants the Spike just barely in time. That almost secured them the round. Flames, I think, were playing for it to secure them the round. Do have to retake now, but one player tagged up. And the Tour de Force still online. Lenny's actually the only player on the site as Drizzy is lurked up in elbow. Hayflick and Chief Kev here clearing back towards mid. Lenny Kravitz finds one. It doesn't actually swing out far enough, though. Drizzy will find one as well. Down to the 2v2 with the Marshals in hands for Hayflick and Sakamata. Can the duo put it together for real this time? Both players now tagged up. This heal might not mean much, though. Sakamata has recovered a rifle. Time, though, I think is too against him at this point. He'll find Drizzy. See if he can find Frostbite. No, goes to pull out the knife. Op will be recovered, and the Spike will explode. Decent success for Flames, all things considered, with the quad Marshal buy. Purple Iris are going to get their 7th on the board, and they're starting to get a very substantial lead.
Yeah, things are looking good for Purple Iris right here. Not a bad round for Flames, all considering the investment. Unfortunately for Chief Kef, not getting any value from that Tour de Force, but 7-3, things are looking good for Purple Iris here. They've got some bank, and will guarantee them buys the rest of the half.
Big tool is online for the Flames, which is Hayflick has the null command. They also have the Viper's Pit if they can find an effective way to use it. The Eco ults are online for Purple Iris, but certainly unneeded to this point.
Viper's Pit comes online for Purple Iris as well.
That could be much more needed.
Just another slow crawl for Purple Iris this year. They really slowed it down a lot.
Gassy will get noted. Lenny just about pokes an arm too far forward, and he surely goes down here. It'll be Hayflick on the swing to take him. Gassiop, though, tagged low by the shock darts. Hayflick recklessly running across mid, but will live for it. He's gotten away with that a couple of times, and then the 0 point does note too as well.
Nice find
Frostbite.
Frostbite. And Drizzy
Drizzy
takes down the
finding-
null command.
Yeah, they take down two. Sight is now wide open. Viper's Pit popped. Froggy finds Gassy with utility in his hand once again. Chief Kev only good for one. Neptune's going to have to try to clutch up 1v3 here. It might not even be worth trying. Only 150 credits to work with if he goes down into the next round. They need rounds really badly to stay in this map. That actually just narrowly passes him the night. He will take down Namonti. Just 2 players to deal with. But Drizzy with the operator will take him down. It'll be another
Last
conversion
round in
for
the half.
Purple Iris, and this attack half has been lethal as they're up 8-3.
Yeah, that round got dicey for just a split second with Namonti getting taken down by Neptune and Frostbite being very low, but sure hands Drizzy turned on, had a slow start to the map, gets his 3rd line in the round.
A nice clean pinch out of Purple Iris will gets them that round. We're going to see the instant Viper's Pit coming out for Neptune, trying to take control of B main. Eco ults, the Blade Storm, the Tour de Force will be immediately brought out by Purple Iris. They are using it to aggress halls. And Hayflick, once again, just has been taking a ton of space mid. Hasn't really been rewarded too much for it yet, especially not with a round win. Found a couple kills, though. Lenny was tagged a little low. Get healed up.
Yeah, Flames have been doing it. Go ahead.
Drizzy finds Gassy from the top of Halls, and meanwhile, Hayflick tried to get adventurous and walked into Frostbite, who wins the duel. Sakamata, now the only defender on the A site, has been struggling so far this half to really have a huge impact in keeping this site secured. We'll just back away, probably to play a retake. Spike should be going down, actually tries to take a fight from the stairs and goes down. Now just Chief Kev and Neptune to play a 5v2 retake as Purple Iris look to put themselves up 9-3 on the half. So they try to take their first map here.
Yeah, things are looking good for him so far. Real tough ask.
I was going to say rifles in the hand of both these players and retake could be on, but as soon as they walk forward through that choke, it's the one, it's the two. It's a flawless final round of the half from Purple Iris. They're 9-3 up. Flames might be counting or hoping for the curse to be real here because it might be all they have on this map. Is Purple Iris, who took Breeze the first time these two teams played 13-8, are looking to do even better than that here.
Yeah, they certainly are. Like you mentioned, attack half is not impossible to be done for any of these teams, and we'll see what Sakamata and crew are able to do once they get a little more freedom.
That kill still looks so weird.
Yeah.
Killed by a Chief Kev with the operator. He pulls... It seems like an animation bug, but nice shot nonetheless.
That's all you can chalk it up to is a little observer bug.
I do want to see if we can get a peek at the scoreboard shortly, but we'll probably get one after this round as it's already a fast control of at least A main, and now they're going to start pouring out, but half these players are half health or worse. Hayflick now on like 5 hit points trying to plant in the middle of sight. Could be just dead to rights here. Actually, Frostbite going for the flash will only go down himself, and Hayflick still somehow living here. Still hasn't gone down. Gassy actually finds 2, but does eventually get traded. Hayflick will get taken down by Froggy. Completely unneeded headshot, but it'll come through, and it's the pistol round now for Purple Iris. This is starting to get dominant and very, very, very difficult of a comeback if the Flames want to make it out of this map. And yeah, there's that peek at the scoreboard I was asking for as well, and you can see Sakamata is still topping out the team in kills, but only 10, actually negative himself. They're just really struggling here.
Yeah, it's been the Froggy show so far. He ended the first half with 14, just over a kill per round, which is more than you could ever ask for from your star player.
And it's really consistent across the board. Every player on 10 or more kills, which is really good so far into the map. Should be expected to win this round, but it is a force-up out of the side of the Flames. Froggy, though, finding the first pick on a Chief Kev. The push is coming through. We'll see if they can find anything as they push through the smoke. Drizzy takes off the head of Sakamata. Frostbite getting a little overzealous once again as Hayflick will get the spike down. Upgrades to a Spectre from the Stinger. Takes off the head of Drizzy. This round's getting interesting. Somehow Hayflick's still alive here on the site. He almost takes down Namanchi, but does go down himself. It's on to Gassiop 1v2. Both players below full health. Lenny with more to work with. That Snakebite just narrowly missing. The Recon, though, will note his position. He swings out while still revealed. Lenny able to cover the diffuser there. Namanchi will get the round through for them, and it's 11-3 now. The force buy does not work for the Flames. Could try it again, I guess, but their money is back against the wall. Rounds are against them, and it does look like we'll be seeing a map 4.
Looks like another force buy is going to be coming out of Flames right now. They're probably talking about it, figuring that's what they want to do, but when you're down 11-3, it's not a terrible idea, so I can understand why they're going for it.
Might just be trying to speedrun their way to the next map. At what point, you know, if you're up 2-0 in the series, how hard do you try to fight for a map that you're losing this badly when you have 2 more to work with? They are going to pop the null command and rush onto site. What guns they have are pinging out shots. Nobody goes down here, though. Spike will get planted. Namanchi should be going down eventually, and finally will. 4 assists on that kill, but suddenly the trades start coming back in, and they're all in favor of Purple Iris. It's all onto Hayflick now. 6 HP, 2 enemies defined. Lenny Kravitz just going to run and gun swing him with the Spectre. Finds 3 for himself. Purple Iris, like a trap play there. Shut it and completely take the Flames out as soon as the spike is planted. And that's their 12.
Yeah, as soon as that spike is down, the 5v5 retake was on like Donkey Kong. Jesus Christ, what a What a quick retake for Iris is there to get map point.
Shout out to Namonti for living that long as well. Played the bait excellently. There was 4 assists on his, or 3 assists on his kill, I think, maybe even 4. And by the time he goes down, the whole of Purple Iris is just there and surrounding the Flames. They're going to be on their last licks here. So we'll see if they try to extend the map or if Purple Iris are just going to take this one home.
Nullify, that's all you could have asked for from Namonti, and he did it perfectly. Neptune with a nice opener here.
Yeah, first pick does go in the favor of the Flames. So they're not giving up yet. They're still fighting for the map. Sakamata as well, with just the Spectre finds one. Froggy tagged to low health, can't get healed. He will trade on to Gassy. Sakamata will find him, though. So now a huge numbers advantage for the Flames.
Spike planted.
Should be at least one attacking round in their favor. Spike's been planted. Froggy and Namonti last two alive. Namonti will now be going down because he's looking the wrong direction. And this 1v4 is almost certainly impossible.
Poison's gone.
Just find the first at the very least, but shouldn't find anything else, surely.
Position of 1. Unable to do it.
Nice plays through mid. Good early picks out of the Flames. They've got to do that 8 more times, though, if they want to stay in this map. Like I said, they are still trying at the very least. You know, could half expect they just mail it in, say, all right, we lose this one 13-3 or whatever. We'll go on to map 4, but hey, maybe their mental demands that they get some rounds in here, show that they can still do it. Obviously, no comeback's impossible, but this is a huge uphill battle.
Yeah, they definitely want that clean sweep if I were in their position. It's not out of reach, but it would be a lot for task for.
Should be a good start in this round, though. Sakamata finds 2. Hayflick finds Linny with an overzealous rotation and just manages to keep himself alive. Pop Flash is out. Just one knife now left.
And
Froggy will actually make it sing. Through the door and everything. Knives, though. Chief Kef on the elevated angle. Actually, just on the close angle. It's Sakamata on the elevated angle further away. We'll shut it down, keep 4 alive. Obviously, the economy is totally irrelevant at this point for the Flames, because if they actually lose a round, well, they lose the map. But another round on the board for them. Still a long way to go if they want this map to even look competitive in the post series summary. But some good rounds so far, some good picks. And if Purple Iris aren't careful, they could find this getting close if they're undisciplined and they let themselves keep giving into these picks from the Flames.
Yeah, that was a big problem for them on Icebox, so it's not out of the realm of possibility.
See the Flames going for this B hit once again. Are Purple Iris going to go for the same kind of surround and trap? Wow, that null command is online again. All right. Froggy, in the meantime, has gotten past everybody. That's 2, that's 3. One of them will be Rezible, but eventually traded by Sakamata, who has to go for the plant. Gassy goes down. Frostbite will find the last. Huge lurk play out of Froggy. Completely shut the push down, and the inevitable does happen. Purple Iris take Breeze 13-5, and we will push on to a map 4.
What an insane play from Froggy there to get Bind locked in and guaranteed.
Still a ton of work to do, though, for Purple Iris. They did lose Bind last time these two teams played. It was a close affair. It went to 2 overtimes, ended up being 15-13 in the favor of the Flames, who are up 2-1 in this series. So if they can take Bind, they take the series and the championship. Purple Iris will have to see what they can say about it. We're going to go to another break before we bring you that 4th map. We'll see if we're coming back for 5 shortly thereafter. Don't go anywhere. This series is getting exciting.
Thank you.
And welcome back. We are back to this series. We're going to map 4 of Bind. We still have the Flames versus Purple Iris in our Master Finals as they're playing for the championship. Purple Iris just bounced back, punched back even to take Breeze 13-5, push us to this 4th map where they'll look to push us all the way to 5. Still down. It's that 2-1 series lead for the Flames, and they're looking to close things out as this map is a map these teams played before, and back in match day 5, this map of Bind went 15-3 to the Flames. Nadesy, do you think Purple Iris has what it takes to take this one instead?
I mean, yeah, considering it went 15-13, double OT was very close. 1 or 2 breaks go the other way of Purple Iris is back on match day, and they could have won it then. I think they definitely can win it now.
They did only play Bind one other time, which they won. The Flames played Bind 4 times total, went 3-1, including the win over Purple Iris. So a bit more experience for the Flames. We see maybe that doesn't matter so much in this series, as we will be getting into Agent Select shortly, I'm sure. Now, last night I saw the Advanced Finals. I cast for the Advanced Finals going all the way to 5. We didn't see the reverse sweep come through there, but Purple Iris going to try their hand at that feat. Still, 26 or more rounds still for them to win to get there. But especially in the last 2 maps, or especially last map, they were able to shut down not only Sakamata, but the whole team of the Flames. See if they've got them figured out on Bind.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, and I think depending on, what Sakamata's feeling, maybe we do see him on Raze for the first time tonight. Really only seen him on Jet so far. Saw him on Neon in the semifinal.
I actually suspect with high confidence that we will not see Sakamata on Raze, and we will actually see Hayflick on Raze on this map. I'm not actually sure if that's the comp they run, but I know Hayflick loves to play Raze on Bind. I'm actually going to check, because I'm very curious.
You're actually right.
Yeah.
Do remember him playing Raze on Fracture when they won quite easily.
Yeah, that is a map where they go double duelist. I'm trying to find... They last played this very team on Bind, what comp they went for. Yeah, and it was Hayflick going on to the Raze, which was their only duelist, and they sent Sakamata to play the Chamber, who popped off on that map, by the way, with 32 kills. Yeah, instant lock from Hayflick. Dude loves to play Raze. Could not be more excited to do so. Gassy up on the Fade would be a difference from the first time these 2 teams played this map against each other. Did opt for the Sky in that matchup. I'm going to see if they've been bringing this pick in more recently. Have the Flames been? I'm not sure I'm going to find much from that. Well, did they? Okay, they have. They did play this. This is the exact comp they played in a
that doesn't count. L7 doesn't count.
In a match that you were actually in, Nadesy, that I think was 2 subs. I'm sure they took a little more seriously than you guys might have. On the other side of Purple Iris, we're going to see, a similar comp, but we do actually see Namonti sticking with the Viper while Gassiop goes for the Fade.
Yeah, getting Lenny off of that Initiator that he's been pretty famous for his entire time in this Masters division. Put him on Brimstone. Love me a good Brimstone. So I'm going to be closely watching him and Neptune.
We actually haven't seen too much of a pop-off from Neptune this series yet either. I think he had a pretty good performance from him in map 1, but otherwise hasn't really had the impact that he can have sometimes. Not usually... Well, actually, nobody but Sakamata really had a huge performance in map 1. But Neptune not necessarily the carry for this team, but a reliable player, especially for his role on the controller. Waiting for him, there's been some clutch opportunities that he hasn't really pulled through on. He's been getting his frags where he's been asked to, but hasn't quite gone above and beyond like he can. Hayflick as well, a little quieter. So we'll see if those 2 players come alive. Maybe Sakamata would as well. Flames will be starting on the attack side. This was their map pick, so Purple Iris were free to choose defense as much as your map pick can be when you're when you have 2 maps to pick from and you're going to have to play both. This thing goes all 5. actually an early teleport as well here from Froggy, and oof. Teleport door bonk. Froggy's just going to hide in here. No Yoru shenanigans, no Omen shenanigans. They know that's real. Meanwhile, Sakamata finds the first pick on his site, but do they expect this weird crossfire angle? The Haunt's actually going to reveal Namonti. Drizzy is only able to find one before both of the site defenders fall. There's a fast flank coming through, though, but are they making noise? Froggy spamming into the smoke. Did get some damage on the Hayflick, but took a lot more himself.
It's one of the two heavy hitters for Purple Iris, the two highest MMR cap on their team, into the 2-on-4 clutch.
And there's probably no way they can get away with this B site. Hard to retake, especially when your positions are known. His first duel onto Chief Kef, though, would probably tell us how this is going to go. And actually, Froggy just straight up swings him and kills him. So there's a possibility here. They expect some of these angles, but do they clear all of them? Gassiop caught with utility out, but Hayflick there to cover for him. Lenny out of time, does find one. Has to go, didn't actually complete the reload. We'll go down to Hayflick finally.
Last player standing.
Time playing in the favor of the Flames. Everyone ends up going down, just pistols to save anyway. So Purple Iris finally drop a first round pistol. I think they finally took a second round pistol, or a second half pistol in the last map, and then finally dropped a first half pistol here.
Yeah, well, so what happens when they are able to win 2 pistols in a map? They secure first win. Not going to be able to replicate that here. And on the defensive side, on Bind, just double whammy for them. Paint Shell's going to clear out Hookah. He's going to just
teleport again. I guess they thought it worked so well last time. Lenny Kravitz wants to sit in here with his shorty. Nobody, unfortunately, came to challenge him.
Satchel out.
They definitely expect the angle that Frostbite is playing from. I think that satchel was intended for him, and it does 45 damage to him as Chief Kef will just jump on his head. Goomba Stomp. Not really much to be done here. Drizzy with the biggest threat in the round does go down. Lenny can't find anything. Lenny and Froggy both can't find anything. Namonti, I mean, I think his best hope is somehow to pull off a ninja defuse at this point.
which I would not put money on. Purple or Flames have been playing a much more disciplined game compared to the Purple Irises so far. He's not going to check the corner, and goes down to Neptune.
That was by far the most scuffed Spectre spray I've ever seen in my life. How in the world? I'm almost impressed he was missing by like that little, that long. It was like pixels off, but it just wasn't killing it. Unfortunately for Namonti, he couldn't punish Neptune for the whiff, but obviously wouldn't have mattered much. Gassiop was right there if there needed to be a trade.
And if not,
three players
Hayflick and
behind
Sakamata and
yeah, Chief Kef as well. The whole team was behind him in that case. Real rifles in the hands of Purple Iris, who will be playing defense here. Tend to be the favored side on Bind, as we see perhaps the first instance of the full default coming out of the Flames. Pressure up in Hookah a little bit. Force Drizzy out.
I need to
Also
rotate
didn't
over.
really long. Yeah, that is true. Doesn't have
And Froggy.
read, though. Yeah, does not have the read at all now. This is an overcommitment by far.
The rotate's going to come back.
Guiding
It's
light,
gonna
though,
be
yeah,
too
that'll
late.
get him to come back, but it definitely is too late. The spike should be going down. We'll see if they can hold on to U-Haul. Namonti is fully blind. Hayflick's gone up and over him. That rotate costs them dearly. Can they get back into this, though? Still have the better weapons for the most part, but there is a rifle in the hands of the Flames. There's like 3 players up in that U-Haul as well.
Scout destroyed.
Can't possibly expect this kind of a stack. However, Froggy needed to win that duel. Now things are getting worrying. This is a round you really don't want to win, or lose rather. Sakamata will take down one, will get traded, but every trade just puts things more and more in the favor of the Flames. Just 2 alive. They'll find the flick, though, onto Hayflick. Drizzy will find a second. Doesn't know where Gassiop is, though, but will catch, maybe. Frostbite looping around left in the 1v1. Stuck by the... He still has no idea where Gassiop is. He still thinks he's in the other direction. His time is run short. I don't know how Drizzy didn't get killed by Gassiop at any point there, but round win comes through. Can't recover the Spectre. But it's 3-0 up for the Flames, who convert the bonus, and that is a rough sign for Purple Iris.
Yeah, it looked like for a second that retake was going to be on 2-on-4, and it looked very doable. But Yasiop seizing Jose. I don't even know if he had enough time to defuse, but yeah, they're gone
Absolutely
on the
had
board
no
for
time.
Flames.
I was shocked he lived that long. I kept expecting Gassiop to swing him. And Gassy just didn't want to swing him. Didn't end up mattering. So it'll be on to Drizzy here with the Tour de Force to see what he can get done in this round. For the most part. And with the early pressure A, probably going to make his way that direction to see if he can put the Tour de Force to use. Flames will grab the orb in showers. And they note the position of the close player. Frostbite is playing inside the smoke, though, so we'll somehow get away with his life. Takes some spam damage, but nothing more. Oh, there we go. That's more. I think he got caught with the smoke fading on him.
Lenny's got a nice position. I don't think it's going to really come into play at all. And he's giving it up.
Fortunately not. Sakamata, though, Drizzy has the Tour de Force, finds one. I'm not sure how he didn't hear the shot go out, but it did kill the first player. Sakamata actually might get shot in the back here. And Lenny Kravitz finds him. Hayflick, though, trades onto Froggy. It's on to Drizzy for the moment. Namonti is that Namonti? I do not think so. I'm trying
Lenny.
to remember.
Lenny.
Yeah, it's Lenny. Thank you. I'm trying to remember who's playing Brimstone in this matchup. Finally gets here. Drizzy is noted by the Haunt.
Player standing.
That Molly's actually not very good, but the shot just misses. They can't convert with the weaker weapons. Had some chances. Unfortunately, a shotgun especially, Newhall managed just... The Bucky's just...
It's not a good gun.
It's just not a good gun. Froggy should have had a free kill there, and the Bucky, even with 2 shots, doesn't... it's just not a good gun. Meanwhile, for the Flames, they are kind of rolling with it. Obviously 4-0 up, and with 4 ultimates online now. And some big ones to boot. They've got the Seekers, they've got the Orbital Strike, got the Showstopper, so... Huge threats in this round. We'll see how Purple Iris can fend with them as Flames are planning to go B, I think, and it doesn't look like they're being quiet about it.
And it's just 2 here to receive the push, and Froggy and Namonti. Rotation should be coming over very quickly, though, with the amount of noise that's being made.
Actually staying pretty disciplined. We've got Drizzy holding down short with the Operator. That could be pivotal. Looks like Hateflick might want to swing out. Froggy actually finds Sakamata while they're trying to rotate around as well.
Yeah, that's a big
Timing, and there's the pick with the Operator. Sun's finally coming through. Frostbite will actually find 2 while they're focused on Drizzy. Bit of a lineup there. It's all on to Gassiop, who so far, by the way, was almost pulling a 007. Unfortunately, his 006 hasn't gone down in this match, around this map, and will get picked off there. No 007 for him, I don't think, unless he got the assist on the 1 kill they got, which I don't think so.
Give it to him.
Finally give it to him.
Give
Does
it to
finally
him.
break. No, a 1-6. Does finally break his deathless streak though. He'd been holding onto that Spectre the whole time as well. Maybe could have gone for an upgrade, but obviously wouldn't have mattered in that 1v4 there. Probably not much of a chance.
Kind of be a little weak for Flames if they do drop this round. They'll have some ults to bring online in the next, but could be a good opportunity for Iris.
Didn't put them into effect, and now Froggy will put his into effect. He'll get traded by Chief Kev. Seeker's offline, though. Maybe wanted Hayflick there. Hard to tell. Lenny Kravitz has gone through the teleporter again. I think the Flames know about it as well. Its teleport play has not quite yet bared fruit for Purple Iris, but it doesn't stop them from trying. It is forcing the Flames to reconsider. They're all grouped up towards B long.
Unfortunately, Lenny's not really going to know that he's safe to leave.
They're actually getting ensnared a little bit, but they have no... Like, if they teleported back to B, there's nobody to receive. They'd have no way of knowing that. And the lurk that would come in... Dangerous. Drizzy misses the op shot. And now they're going to hit those teleporters for sure. Yeah, they just go piling through. Coming up short, though. Do they expect the angle of Frostbite? It's just Hayflick here on the short position. He's going to run past. Frostbite's going to bide his time. As Hayflick actually goes in the back of sight, finds one with the Showstopper. When does Frostbite's push come in? Drizzy finds one. Frostbite finds Sakamata as the spike goes down. Also trying to duel onto Neptune, blinding everything, including himself, I think, for a brief second. Does win the duel out. It's on to Gassiop. 1v2. It makes that a 1v1. Both players low. Both players throwing basically a seeker towards the other. Gassiop's position is noted. Has the Nightfall charging forward. Frostbite will take the better angle. Manages to clutch it up. Gets Purple Iris their second on the board. And he wants to go find an op. Does he have time to find the op? I don't think he knows if he has the time to find the op. Can't hear the beeps. He's going to choose to defuse instead. Probably a smart play.
Yeah, looking for the safer, lock in that round, sacrifice the op. It might have enough to buy up and do it. Or we'll see in a second.
Flames actually, with the spike going down, do have enough money to get a pretty solid force up here. Sakamata can rely on the Tour de Force, and yeah, this is all but a full buy. GKF will be barely forced onto the lighter armor. But otherwise, full buy, pretty much. Neptune is holding the orbital strike.
You want to play? Let's play.
I mean, classic right off the rib would be throw it into lamps, then just explode.
Yeah,
and that's what
and
they're
that's
gonna
going
do.
to catch Lenny, but he does get out of the way. And now he can respond with his own. Drizzy also responds with the operator to find Sakamata, who had the Tour de Force out. This push has completely stalled out. Good reactions from Purple Iris, and now they re-smoke it as well. We'll see how determined Flames are to get this push to work. Gassiop re-exploring towards Showers just barely isn't spotted by Drizzy.
Yeah, Flames were quick about it. They could have totally hopped into TP and gotten a B site for free, but Froggy and Demonte, realizing that it was completely vacant, make their way back. And Cubby position not going to be noted. Chief Kef could have a nice lurk here.
Could do, but is also, I think, being pretty hard held from the operator up on Heaven. Oh, but Drizzy is rotating away. Everyone's rotating away. We're gonna rotate back. Some security called back into the round. There it'll be. Chief Kef could have walked out a couple seconds sooner, but hadn't, of course, no way of knowing that goes down. Froggy just teleported, by the way, behind Gassiop. Meanwhile, two players blast backing into sight. Namanchi will find one, will find both. All into Gassiop to try to 1v5 this. He even has a minute, but I don't suspect so, especially with 13 seconds on the clock. Two players now behind him, just narrowly gets around the corner. Goes down. The flawless round from Purple Iris, and that finally should be breaking the economy of the Flames, at least a little bit, right?
Definitely ult economy. They invested a lot into that and really didn't get much value out of it. Instant timeout coming out of Flames now. They're going to talk this one over. Looks like someone bought up into the Phantom on Flames. Maybe they do have enough for a buy somehow.
Sakamata would have enough money, maybe it was him, on the chamber, but we'll see if they try to force up into this. They do have max loss bonus. Didn't get spiked down, though, in that round, I don't believe, so not exactly working with a full arsenal. And for them, they did win the bonus round, but after that, haven't really found a way to break through the guns of Purple Iris. The operator out of Drizzy has been very effective in shutting down any of the push and pull shenanigans they've tried to go for. They're just struggling to break the midpoint line in the map.
Yeah, it's kind of a little similar story to Ascent going all the way back. I mean, it was 4 rounds for Purple Irises, and then it was stopped 8 rounds in a row for Flames. So maybe a little bit of the same story brewing, just on a different map.
See where things go from here. Flames are going to be saving here. Hayflick, though, on the shorty, there's a plan for that thing. And it is probably the top of the truck bound. We'll see if they can make any effect, any impact in this round. Finding a couple guns could make this dangerous. Let's see how they play it, though. I don't know where that haunt landed. I'm not sure anybody knows where that haunt landed.
I don't even think Gassiop knows where that haunt landed.
You can see the Viper's Pit. We hear the Viper's Pit being plopped down on the other side of the map. Hayflick, by the way, with that shorty is very low. They've actually taken full control of Showers here. Drizzy, we've got the... Oh my god, the whiff duel of the ages. Somehow, though, Chief Kev has found the first pick on a Frostbite, and they find the second pick as well. Sakamata can't be saved. There are 3 players, all 4 players on the Flames are super low. Froggy will find one with the grenade, or the paint shells, and finds a second. There's like 40 health between the last 3 players. Make that like
Spike down A.
literally. There's okay.
Standing.
All right, Froggy on for the ace all of a sudden, and gonna walk into U-Haul and find the eco ace. Couple of those kills with the nades. There's just a ton of damage put onto the Flames when they tried to get to push in there, and yeah, eventually ended up biting them. Everybody was low. That was a weird ace.
Yeah, not really. I don't know how to explain that one. Definitely a clip that doesn't need to be saved. The dueling chambers outside showers, and yeah, tie game for Purple Iris. That's all they care about.
MVP, by the way. Just saying. No, I'm just kidding. Sakamata has had plenty of wonderful shots so far in this series, though if he is, you know, falling off a little, play heavily into the benefit of Purple Iris as Neptune tagged very low, but will get away with his life. Obviously, very could be, yeah, and it should be because you need your smokes player alive, especially on a map like Bind. Frostbite's going to note the presence of 2 here, including Sakamata, who has switched to the operator. There's another duel going on potentially between chambers. Actually, that was Lenny on chamber, or not chamber.
Hayflick with
Brimstone.
Nice opener.
Yeah, Hayflick does find the pick onto Froggy, as my brain completely 404s on what the heck Brimstone's name is. We're going to heal up onto Neptune, as they do want to go B here. Namonti all on his lonesome. Drizzy, though, should get here in time. If they don't smoke this off, there come the smokes. I think Namonti's going to be left to fend for himself, though, and there's absolutely no chance. The mix-up from Hayflick is going to find one. That grenade's actually going to do a ton of damage. Lenny Kravitz tries to go on the fast flank and goes down. Drizzy opting for the tour de force rather than the actual operator. And I guess it pays off for the first, but he's got so many more to find. Sakamata will swing him on the angle. The Flames make sure it's not 8 in a row for Purple Iris. And they'll get their first in a while, make it 5-4, but should be plenty of money for Purple Iris behind this to keep buying back in.
Yeah, I think that should be the final nail in the coffin for TP usage for the short TP for Iris. It has not worked once. And I don't know if it would have changed around if you rotated through spawn, but maybe that'll be done, and Iris will be able to benefit somehow.
Really, just once that pick comes in from Hayflick and there's nobody on site but Namonti, and Namonti goes down because, I mean, in what universe does he not go down there? It's just round kind of sealed and done. It's so hard to retake that site. Started well for them. They got Neptune super low, but have to bounce back into this round. Gassiot pushing up close and pushing up alone. He's going to find a duel onto Namonti. Will unfortunately lose it, so it's a first pick for Purple Iris. They're actually going to throw in the Showstopper as well. Nobody found by Froggy. Should start to pick up on the fact that there's nobody here, though, shortly. Drizzy on the operator, holding the showers angle. Flames do want to go A, it looks like. We'll see if they try to pivot, though. Sakamata looking to find a shoulder on a Frostbite, and does actually just spam through the wall, finds nothing. Oh, they bought the Odin for him. He gets the shot up 3 HP. Both players now very low as Lenny took that full force. Meanwhile, they're pushing through the site. Chief Cap finds one, finds 2 as well. Lenny couldn't get out of there. Trying to spam from U-Haul. Sakamata is still very low, but it's a 3v4 numbers advantage in favor of Purple Iris. But does Sakamata expect Namonti behind him? He's going to start to, because that Seeker's chasing Namonti. Now he's being chased not only by the Seeker, but by Chief Kev, but he does find Sakamata. Now the retake's fully on. Hayflick satcheling behind to buy some space, buy some time. They are going to get mollied and have to fight around it. Froggy finds one, swings out into his own team's molly, will go down. It's a 1v2 for Namonti. Can't find Hayflick. Flames win another, just really kind of barely in some ways, as a few of them were scuffed up. A nice play out of Chief Kev all around, and the Seekers provided enormous value. Secured them the win.
Yeah, risky play from Lenny in that Lamps position, spamming with the Odin, knowing that he was under a ton of pressure, and it did not work at all. He was punished, and pretty much the site was lost from that point on, or the round was lost at that point.
He almost did find Sakamata at the beginning of the round to 3 HP. Probably
Wrong buddy.
died, saw the 143 in like 15 or whatever, and I mean, maybe let out a scream, because that cannot, there can be nothing, very little more frustrating than that. No,
Yeah,
you
it's-
never know he got all that damage and then find out when he died.
Launching smoke.
Rough. Meanwhile, Sakamata, he found that pick in close cubby, by the way. I think Frostbite had a shotgun. And he just walked up and barrel stuffed him with the operator. Crazy play. Drizzy here just hard holding the angle. His Headhunter. Just a bit slow on the reaction. Sakamata will take him down.
Fire in the hole.
Careful there.
And Hayflick actually has the spike and is just blast back into sight. I think realized it before he got a little too lost in the sauce. We'll be able to get spiked down.
Spike planted.
Favored in this round are the Flames. Gassiop's way away on the lurk, though, so it's kind of a 4v or 3v4 retake, but Neptune will take care of Lenny. Just 2 left alive, just 1 left alive. It's all on Inamonti. He's burning alive as well. Sakamata will even find that shot onto him. A 4K. He's starting to come back alive here. Purple Iris are now losing
Last
4-7.
round
It's a
before the
flawless
switch.
round for the Flames, and I don't think they really have money here.
Yeah, it's just what the doctor ordered for Flames and what Iris has feared most. Sakamata waking up, Hayflick having himself a great first half, already 13-5. I guess we're at the end of the half, so that's super. I don't know. It's still a very solid half, but Lenny, who looked like he was waking up on breezes, kind of falling back to sleep at 2-8.
Purple Iris, I
You
think,
want to
definitely
play?
could use
Let's
this round
play.
if they want to stay in this map. Don't want things to slip away from them. The defensive bind can be tricky. Or the offensive side of bind can be tricky, and that's where they're going to be after this round. Rajivo holding the angle is going to get noted. Tried to swing out on Sakamata, maybe with the rifle there, wins it out, but that's the price of having the low econ. They get Gassy up the orb and pivot away. Once again, Sakamata is going to survive with lower health. Drizzy did have enough to force up the operator. Almost took his eye off the angle. Probably shouldn't do that. Oh, he does take his eye off the angle. He gets baited by Frostbite's whiff.
Face your
And that's
fear.
going to probably steal the round away. It's just 2 alive for Purple Iris. Namonti will actually manage to get the planter and live, and actually will find another as well. Hayflick, though, having himself a half, will take the last out.
Switching
That
sides.
closed the half at 16-5 for Hayflick. Just a dynamite first half, and almost willing his team to the finish line along with Sakamata not too far behind.
It's going to take a lot out of Purple Iris. Can they match or do better than the 8-4 half the Flames just pulled off? They fought hard, won Breeze handily. Now they have to make a comeback on a map, and they've struggled to really do that. They've struggled to have an impact in the maps where they fell behind on. You know, Icebox was close all the way through, but Ascent, when they fell behind, they didn't really do much to keep it too close. They're going to have to here. Otherwise, this championship will end up in the hands of Flames and quickly. Reminder, this is map 4, and the Flames are up 2-1. If they take this, if they close this thing out, they will be taking the championship.
Yeah,
We do have a quick
tech pause?
disconnect here. Yeah, we do have a tech pause as there is a disconnect here. So we're going to work through that.
Yeah, you got to see Lenny come alive in the second half. Very, very quiet in the first half. I think 2 total kills. If they're going to win, they need him to come alive. Froggy was doing his part when they're, the
Somebody
4th
tell
and
my
7th
observers.
highest rated players.
Tell my observers to get off of doing this. Someone tell them to stop. Oh, wait, I did.
Yeah, your 4th and 7th highest rated players, your 2 highest MMR hits. I mean, they've got to get going. And now, this pistol is almost a must win.
Kind of is a must win, I'd say. Can they come back from 10-4? I don't really think so. 6-8, which would be both those realistic score lines, depending on who wins the pistol. Very doable. 6-8, very doable. You know, Flames defense maybe not as solid as their offense, or maybe Purple Iris has some things cooked up for this attack side. One of the things they've been doing a lot on the recent maps is exploiting Gassiop, who has been having a really weak series. Very much a support player for the Flames, not expected to frag out, but has been getting caught got caught a lot on Icebox, overextended, went down as the first death. And I think as well a fair bit on Breeze. So Purple Iris is going to be looking to find his position possibly and exploit it by taking him out first and giving themselves the numbers advantage. Because while, again, not much of a fragger, especially not in the context of this team for the Flames, his utility is often invaluable for them. And if they can find a numbers advantage, Purple Iris, they can trade their way into victories pretty consistently. As Gassiop is the player who I believe is disconnected.
Yeah, hopefully finding his way back into the server in a second. But yeah, like you mentioned, I mean, his util is great. I mean, he's probably one of the best support players in the league. Yeah, his fragging's not there. If you put him in those clutch situations, put him in those, force him into duels, he's not someone you expect to win it every time. That's what the rest of the team is there for. That's what Hayflick and Sakamata, Neptune, and Chief Keth has been really stepping it up this game too. Gassiop hasn't been needed to frag.
And just while we're dealing with this, what looks to be a fairly extended technical pause while we wait for Gassiop to get back into the server, I just want to call out that this will be our last grand finals for at least a little bit. We do have semifinals between the contender and premier teams that should be coming to you Wednesday. We'll get you one or more matches on that day for us on the stream. And after that, the finals come immediately. Only 8 teams in those leagues. Only 4 teams make the playoffs, and most of those teams are set. We're still waiting on a premier match that I don't actually know when it's happening, but it should get resolved shortly what teams in premier make the playoffs. And we can bring you some playoff coverage from them. So we should be seeing their finals as well coming in next week sometime, or perhaps even this coming weekend. Once we resolve those up, that'll be it for us this season. We might do some all-star festivities. We have an events team for that has been set up. I'm excited to see if we do anything for that. We know we've announced all-stars across some of the tiers. And before you know it, Combines for Season 2 will be coming around. And, well, I'm excited for Combine Nights to come back because casting for Combine Nights was a fun time, and I kind of miss it.
You're going to have to give me a little more in-depth detail on those Combine Night castings.
Well, the Combine Nights, obviously, it's how we determine where to place players, the MMR that they are given in terms of the league for when the draft comes around, and also just a way for the GMs to scout everybody. And those streams were the very first streams we did, and were very rough-hewn, just whatever match we could find to throw on stream. It's basically a 10-man, like none of the players know who they're playing with, although obviously there's more of a community in the VDC this time around than there was last time, but I'm sure there'll be plenty of new faces. And the casts were a little more fun, and I think especially given coming off playoffs, definitely have some fun with it, as Purple Iris seem to be doing some kind of ritual to boost their chances over here towards B-Long and B Fountain, as we are still waiting on that player to reconnect. Yeah, Combine Nights will be fun once they come, but still plenty of playoff coverage, finals coverage to bring you guys. We have 3 champions yet to crown, including one by the end of this game. I forget who's playing Raze, but that does not look like the right timing at all. That's way too fast.
Hayflick is trying to figure it out. Give it a go. All right.
Well, that's not Hayflick, right? This is Purple Iris.
Oh,
so
right. It's Froggy.
Yeah, that's Froggy. It's not even the right timing. Like, I don't know if the animation isn't synced for us, but come on, man.
They don't pay him to follow the dog emote. They pay him to frag out.
That's true. They don't actually pay him at all. We definitely do not pay people in this league. There is no payout. Nobody is getting paid. This is for fun. I do feel like I have to clarify that. Don't send anyone from Riot after us. There is no prize pool.
You get paid in love and affection and friendship.
You get paid in Discord name emotes, Discord name trophies. That's
Discord notoriety.
Yeah.
Maybe a potential copy pasta.
We got plenty of chat spams going on. We're still waiting on one player to get back. Speaking of the chat spams, feel like there could be more. That's all I'm saying. Not more spam in the chat, just more for different players. I've only seen a handful come through. Come on, guys. You're more creative than this.
Yeah, it's what for Blazes mainly Neptune, spam this moon, help Neptune, something for Hayflick. I'm blanking out what it is.
The chick. The
Yeah,
little
spam
baby
this
chicken.
chick.
Oh, we are... Okay, it does look like actually Gassiop's back in the server, so hopefully we're going to be unpausing here shortly. Finally getting back to some actual Valorant. As we lost the plot 5 minutes ago, but we're going to be getting into this pistol, this pivotal pistol that Purple Iris definitely could use winning. A loss here would be harsh for their chances, and unfortunately for them, maybe, they are walking into Sakamoto, or maybe not. Maybe he's chosen to go a different direction. He was originally set up on long, but they might be walking into Sakamoto here. No, yeah, his rendezvous anchor is there, so it does look like they're going to be walking into Sakamoto
There.
on the chamber, and I mean, that's untradeable, and if he gets the first. Surely he's going to pull out the headhunter and not the shorty, though. Is he really going to sit here in a corner with a shorty when he has 6 headhunter bullets? He's going to sit here in the corner with a shorty when he has 6 hunter bullets. And actually gets the only damage that'll stick by getting it all onto the Sky player. Though Froggy just going straight in. They're going to trade off Chief Kev. Frostbite in the low health player from that shorty damage. Neptune hiding in sight will go 1 for 1. And Lenny will find Sakamoto. He never went to pull out the headhunter.
He did elbow. He spammed a couple shots onto Froggy, but
Retake though already here. Hayflick finds Frostbite. Lenny Kravitz going to be blinded up by Gassiop. Finds the right click kill. Hayflick from behind will find Drizzy. They were not ready for that retake to come so fast. They took too long to get spiked down. And like I said, around Purple Iris needed to win, and it does not come through. This looks to be Flames map and series to lose now.
yeah, it looked like for a second Hayflick, or not Hayflick, Lenny was getting activated. He got 2 kills on sight. But he was taken down way too low, and the heal wasn't there enough in time, in tandem with the plant. Looks like the force buy is going to come in for Pirates is here to last ditch effort, essentially.
Can't say I'm a fan of the call, but we'll see if they can make it work for them. Round definitely needed here. 9-5 looks a hell of a lot better, but unfortunately Froggy can't win out the duel with Hayflick. Already the first pick going against them. They're going to charge down short, taking grenade damage. They will find Gassiop, so there's that weaker player I was talking about that they try to target so much on Icebox. See what Hayflick can find. Actually goes down, and the teleports is going to start to come through. Cheapcap finds one, though. Finds Neptune as well. Will find one. It's on to Frostbite 1v3. 1v1 on site, though. Couldn't find Hayflick here. Did he flash him fully? Yes, he did. Just Chief Kef to find.
Oh, this dog's going to be huge.
Can't quite kill him, though. 30 HP is what you need, but it should note his location, and it'll actually concuss him. He can go through off of that, but he's going to get flashed, and unfortunately will get caught with the flash of his own in his hands. The force by almost enough, but just can't come through. Chief Kef will clutch out the 1v1. The Flames now on 10, and with better money, should go to 11 here. Purple Iris are going to have to rattle off some serious rounds.
They're going to force again, it looks like.
Maybe. It's slipping away. It's really slipping away. They're trying to grab hold of whatever they can. They have to grab hold of whatever they can. By the time Flames get to 13, it'll be too late. Like, the series will just be over. The championship will be over. The season will be over for Master. We'll have our champions, Purple Iris, if they want to have any say in that, if they want to put the crowns on their own heads, have to start finding things. Have to start finding wins.
Sakamoto with the opener on the full invest of Lenny. The Monty nice lurk gets 1. Probably pushing a Hayflick, and you won't expect it.
Maybe. Kevin as well. Might get over aggressive. Definitely got. How does he win that? Hayflick also had the judge finds one. Chief Kef will get flashed off by Frostbite, but not flashed off into an angle he can take. Froggy now left in the 1v3. Should be the 11th coming through for Purple Iris. Surely he can't pull this off. Only 30 HP. Hayflick in front of him. The rest fine. Just about got the head, but not quite. It Is 11 coming through for Flames. Only solace is that they might choose to keep the weapons they have. It does look like they will. Purple Iris will finally be, for the most part, on the rifles, but it's so much to ask. It's so many now. Have to rattle off at least 8 of the last 9.
Sakamata bringing in the operator, which is, I mean, for the first 2 maps, a gun that Iris really struggled with dealing with.
Hayflick, by the way, on 21 and 6. Sakamata's not popping off, but I guess he can instead.
Oh.
Lenny actually takes out Sakamata in part thanks to the snake bite. Chiefcap will flash his way out. Just can't find it. A mark, though. Might have a second. Does not have it. Already used the second guiding light here. There are 3 members of the Flames here, including Hayflick, who's been on a tear so far. Gassiop lurked up to hold down A short, but it doesn't look like Purple Iris have any intention of switching directions. Chiefcap going to take a ton of damage from that orbital strike, and Neptune will just straight up die from it. It's going to basically be on to Hayflick to hold this site down, and his mouse 1 almost enough. Can't find both.
Remaining.
Froggy will find Gassiop immediately on the teleport. It's just the low health of Chiefcap. See if he can salvage the round here. Flashes around the corner. Shot missed by Drizzy. We'll just get spammed down through the smoke. Purple Iris will get one of the 8 they need.
Here.
Does the comeback start on the side of Flames? Can they start to close things out? They are going to probably be forced on the save here, but it's just 2 more. It's just 2 more. It's so close.
Yeah, Flames maybe. I mean, I was going to say maybe cracking under pressure. It's too early to tell there. They're going to have to play this eco out, and I just need to win this cleanly. Namachi not buying up shields.
And for the Flames, this is probably the last series, maybe the last map they ever play together. As in the VDC, of course, as several of these players expected to be tiered up to Premier, while a couple will be staying behind. So they definitely want to make their mark while they have this team together. They try to go for a teleport play. No one there to receive it. Spike will be going down. The flank is coming through faster than ever, though, and Drizzy gets caught out by Chiefcap with just the classic. The rest of the players with Turtle into sight. I'm not sure. Oh, Operator to recover, but Viper's Pit to fight through. Hayflick's just gone charging in, though. Goes down. Gassy will find one, but there is trades coming through. They're going in favor of Purple Iris. It's just 2 left alive now.
Last player standing.
Sakamata just saved that operator that he was able to scavenge.
Maybe not a bad move. Be great to win this round out, but the odds are particularly low. And if he goes traps the teleporter on the other side, actually could do some economic damage. We'll elect not to. Obviously, Purple Iris can only lose 1 round before they're completely up against it. So their money after that point is irrelevant. So probably not really worth it to hunt anybody down here. Sakamata will carry the op through. We'll see what impact he can have with it. As last time he had it out, he did pretty swiftly get dispatched. We'll see if Purple Iris can take care of it all the same. Again, long uphill climb. Just the first couple of steps started so far.
Momentum maybe starting to build for Iris is here, and at the last possible hurdle or last possible chance.
Where are you?
Just some basic default and coming out here for the Irises. Trying to figure out where they want to go. Spike is leaning towards A.
So far, nothing but Boombot damage. Drizzy, though, catches Sakamata getting over-aggressive. Seekers are going to come out from the defensive side. Can be dealt with before they get onto site, though that Prowler as well. They're going to slow and buy enough time for the full rotation. Do Purple Iris read into this and try to rotate away? They could just take the teleport and go to a free B site. Instead, they're going to push forward. Froggy up on top of this truck. Can't actually make the jump all the way up. Does so now. We'll take down 1. Can't get 2, but a ton of trades coming in. We're down to a 2v2. Make that a 1v2. It's going to be on to Drizzy. Neptune found a pair. Finds a trio. Clean shot. It is now match point, series point, championship point will be coming for the Flames. And they can taste it. Probably, right? Surely. So close they can taste it. Just one more round.
Yeah, that retake was insane. So many kills came in a flurry that you're really hard pressed to say what happened there.
Match
Other than
point.
Flames guaranteeing themselves overtime at the worst.
It was a nice pop-off by Neptune, obviously. 2 clean headshots we didn't get to see, and then the third was even cleaner onto Drizzy, who just narrowly misses a huge shot. Had he taken out Neptune there, gets himself the 1v1 the Chief Cav, very winnable, but Neptune the better aim. Neptune to carry them through, and it's now 6 in a row is the call for Purple Iris for the Flames. It's just one more, and they go out as champions here.
Bomb buddy out.
Flashed off. There's going to be 4 players here for this pressure. Will they commit to the push? Froggy clearing out Hookah. Would he get a drop from Chief Cav? And that flash just misses him. Who's going to win out the aim duel? It's going to be Chief Cav. The first pick. There's just 4 more players between Flames and the championship. And they find them all. They've got 4 players here on the site. Gassiop, the lone anchor. Shot just goes wide. Drizzy tagged up heavily. Can get healed, though. They really want to push into this. There's just so many players from the Flames here to anchor this down. And now they're starting to read into a rotate away. Will it come? There's the first hit on the teleport. Second, third. Not quite the fourth. That'll be all 4 just now. The Nightfall, though, in the hands of Gassiop. They're ready for this play. Purple Iris able to deal with it. Sakamata, the first contact with the operator. And here the orbital strike coming. It's going to find 2. What a combo with the utility, with the ultimates. Is that enough to push them over the line? It's just 2 alive. Make that just 1. Drizzy has to do it all. 24 seconds. He's blind. He's deaf. The knife kill from Gassiop. The Flames take it 13-6, and they are your master champions.
Wow, what a last round. Gassiop just anchoring that A site, getting that Nightfall ready, and then in tandem with the Orbital Strike, locked the round in at that point. And Monty not expecting it to win Flames.
What a utility combo. What an absolute utility combo. The Nightfall came out of Gassiop right as the Orbital Strike hit, so it only took 1 tick from Neptune's Orbital Strike to kill 2 different players, just completely shut the push down. And then to top it all off, Gassiop swinging around with the knife on the last player. Gets the knife kill. Insane ending for the Flames. And I think what everyone expected a little bit. Purple Iris had some chances to get back in the series. That Icebox might haunt them a little bit. But Flames ultimately proving to be the champions, proving to be the #1 team. Huge performances out of Sakamata. Huge performance on map 4 out of Hayflick. What a final round to watch. What a series to watch. We only go 4 this time. Not quite the 5 we got last night, but very exciting. And congratulations to the Flames and to the Blaze on their championship.
Yeah, no second bite of the apple for LG, but, for the first season, 1 championship ain't too bad for both those organizations. I think, depending on what playoffs are, maybe 1 more team will have another bite. Not sure, though.
I think that might be true. I don't actually know. As the Flames end up being the victors here, the Blaze get a championship in Master Tier. And for them, like I said, it would be the last time this team is probably going to be able to play in the VDC together in the same tier. Expecting the Master Tier MVP Sakamata and maybe even Hayflick with him to be promoted up to Premier for next season, as both were monsters all season. The utility around them, the plays around them, Neptune, Chief Cav, Gassiop, all offering fantastic support and frags when needed. All came together. That utility combo at the end sort of perfectly symbolizes the work this team put in to win themselves a championship, and they more than earned it. And Purple Iris, excellent season out of them, great performance. 3rd seed, take it to the finals, had some chances, ultimately fall in 4 maps, but a great team as well. And, next season, maybe with Sakamata likely to not be around anymore, maybe they become early favorites if they stick together.
Yeah, only time will tell, and we'll see what the new influx of talent will be. So definitely be interesting to see.
Well, congratulations once again to Flames, to Hayflick, to Sakamata, Chief Kev, Gassiop, and Neptune. They are your Master champions. Congratulations as well to Sakamata doubly, because he is your Master MVP. They took this series 3-1, made sure Bind wasn't really in doubt, and they are your Master champions. From all of us here on the stream team tonight, we had Mr. Ramen and Josh on production, and Ulti and Zombie as our observers. I am Chill the Rose. I've been casting with Nadesy all night tonight. We are very glad you joined us. Once again, congratulations to the Flames. That's it from us. We will next see you on Wednesday for at least contender semifinals. We're also going to try to find a premiere match for you. Until then, have a great night.
Take my mind off you, baby. Oh, come be my lady. Oh, give me a baby. Got me talking crazy. You're nice, sweet, smooth, like cocoa bread, cocoa bread. You're nice, sweet, smooth, like cocoa bread, cocoa bread. Skin so smooth like cocoa, we no lose on no. Skin so smooth like cocoa, we no lose on no. You're nice like cocoa, nice like cocoa bread, like cocoa bread.
Everybody dance,